that's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, it'll let me go live, but it won't let me record now. That's interesting.
You can tell people what's up, but no sharing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very interesting. That's like the opposite of what was happening last week. Maybe it's a I can't do both thing. Because this time I went live before starting this, or before trying to record, and last time I started recording before trying to go live. So maybe that's it. Oh well, I can just download the VOD. Alrighty, so last time on BionDnD, y'all came upon a monastery in the northern part of the Mountain Duchy, in the eastern reaches of the Ulvengard Range, whereupon you were greeted by some priests who believed Jeff to be their chosen one, a dragonborn from a prophecy told to be the next aegis of their secret order of knights, secret sacred order of knights. While Jeff was taken and given a debriefing on what this meant and what he had to do, which was to retrieve the Aegis's ceremonial traditional weapon, the rest of you were informed that this is in fact bullshit, and they just don't want Jeff in the monastery because it'll kill him. He'll die.
I was lied
That
to?
was secret to him.
Yep.
You took him out of the call.
What?
Yep.
And you just dropping it like that?
Huh?
Fuck, Jeff.
What? I'm gonna die?
Eat shit, moron.
Just if you go inside.
Yeah, they were trying to protect you.
Sleep outside.
Didn't they let us sleep in the monastery?
Nope.
No, we
It was a
slept
rectory.
specifically outside of it.
Yep.
Think of like how a vampire, if it were to set foot inside of a church, it would just be set on fire.
Yee. You all were given a separate task, which will still remain secret. I just wanted to freak Ethan out a little bit. But the group of you went along to a nearby shrine that the temple, or that the monastery had built as sort of a separate place of more secluded worship. It also happened to be the crypt of the first Aegis of this Order of Knights, and also the following Aegises, Aegi, you know? And on your way there, you had some trouble. There were some things that were kind of beginning to seep into the forest, evil creatures that were beginning to take up residence, and natural creatures that were twisted by the presence of darkness in the area. But nevertheless, you made it to this shrine, defeated the Wraithheart standing outside of it, went inside, and then were met by a lesser Baelor and a couple of higher-ranking Wraithhearts within the shrine, defeated those as well in a quite difficult battle where some people almost lost their lives. But at the end of the day, Jeff was able to lift the battle axe of the first Aegis of the Protectors of the White Peaks aloft and feel its power coursing through him. That
barely. I'm like
is where we left off. Yeah,
I'm like sleepwalking right now. I'm at 16 hit points with 2 levels of exhaustion. Like I'm like barely standing right now.
Yup.
The lad is tired.
Second level of exhaustion, is that the one that halves your speed?
Yeah, I'm just kind of shambling at this point.
Yep.
Everyone has to watch me just like crawl up the stairs to go retrieve this axe.
So Siegebreakers, as you see Jeff retrieve the axe from the effigy's hands and kind of almost stumble back trying to hold it up, what would you like to do? Oh boy.
Oh, it might be on my end.
No, it's definitely on my end. I have 1 bar.
I also had 1 bar.
Okay, I can hear again. Sorry, I missed all of that.
Alright, where did I die?
I crawled up to the thingy and retrieved the axe.
Right, as he's stumbling backwards, holding it aloft, what would y'all like to do?
I did it!
Good,
Guys, I got
yeah.
it! We can go now!
Yep.
Good job.
Let me just get down these stairs real quick.
Yep.
Let me just get down these
He
stairs.
gets down those stairs real slow, not real quick.
I tripped down the stairs.
Thump.
Oh. Oh.
I'm
Anybody else wanna
okay.
help him?
We should probably help him.
Yeah. Hey, Clanky, you're big and strong. Can you
Clunk, clunk,
you
clunk,
wanna just like?
clunk.
He looks. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Aww. Is
Thanks,
baby.
bud.
He kind of starts like bouncing you in his arms a little bit.
Oh.
Aw. Hey,
That's-
magic people, is this axe special in any way, or is it just an axe?
Let me check. Let me check.
Make an Arcana check.
I mean, it's magical. Wait, what's my? Oh crap! I just tapped away.
probably-
Natural 16. I know it's over 20.
It is
Oh, I'm
magical. You're pretty sure of that. It is definitely like it is untarnished, while everything else in the cave is, or in the shrine, is very clearly aged. It is definitely keener than a normal axe and in better repair. So, you get the sense that it's definitely magical in nature. It has magical properties that protect the edge and the metal from rust and things like that. More than that, you know that you'd have to spend a little bit more time examining it to figure out exactly what it is.
That's fair.
And or attuned to it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely magical. I don't know exactly what I don't know magical, but it's magical. So I mean, I would assume whatever they said was accurate. Sounds like we found the right axe.
That's good. I guess we can figure out what it does later. I need a nap.
You sure do, buddy.
I'm just gonna go to sleep in Clanky's arms.
Okay.
His baby.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Jeff snores lightly in Clanky's arm. Actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My third eye remains open while I'm sleeping.
Sure
I
does.
hate it.
No.
Actually, it doesn't.
Oh,
Ah.
I actually rolled for that because there are some things at play, and it does also close.
I
okay.
don't like this.
All right.
Gotta say, not a fan.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
you're not fans when it stays open while he sleeps. You're not fans when it's closed while he sleeps. It's just
They just
I just
don't like
hate it.
yeah.
We're just upset that it exists at all.
I
It's
just-
not that.
I just hate that it's a thing.
Yeah. It's understandable, I'd say.
It's a thing.
What did my third eye ever do to you?
many
Exist.
things.
Fuck off.
Many things.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, actually. Most recently, it woke Kayana up from her sleep.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare you? You're asleep. You don't hear this.
It made me,
Oh, yeah.
made me chase you down in the woods and then immediately smack into you.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, are the rest of you doing like what? Are you going right back to the monastery? Are you chilling here while Jeff rests? What you doing?
Let's
Did
head
we
back.
actually like look around and see if there was anything else?
You did not.
I'd like
Let's
to do
that.
that. Yeah.
Cool. Make an investigation check.
I'll help.
Oh, I should probably bring out my dice tray. Whoops.
Oh, do I get advantage? Somebody helping?
If somebody is helping, then you can either take the advantage, or you can both roll separately and do it that way.
I'll just help.
Okay. Good.
And given Wartock's the highest intelligence score in the party, it makes sense to help him.
Go. Where'd it go? That's a 6.
A 6.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and then a 3.
Well, luckily for you, the thing that needed to be found is not very hidden. So, you step down from the kind of the upper level where the actual sarcophagus was and the effigy that was holding the axe, and you look just around the room, and as you look back towards that level, you see in the wall in front of you that kind of juts up with the 2 staircases on either side. On that wall, you see a door.
Let's go.
There's a door.
Okay. The door is unlocked,
Oh, easy.
and as you open it, it leads into what looks like a treasury of sorts.
Clanky, stay out here. Okay. I'll walk into the treasury.
All right. Well, let me
I will
let me roll for you and see what
Oh,
this
sick.
treasury holds.
See what kind of trap I hit.
No.
It's okay. I'll lift you up with powerful biceps.
No. It's a D.
So dark.
Dark.
It's D100, not D10 for the damage you're
No,
gonna
if it
take.
was
I
so
mean,
dark, he
for
would have
the-
put Jeff in a.
4,000. It's 4,000 gold coins, each of which individually is a mimic.
I love that actually. Tiny
Alright.
mimic
I
swarm.
almost like the idea of only one of them being a mimic better.
Or like the what's it called? Like the hungry coin,
Yeah.
where you think it's a gold coin, but it just sits in your bag of money and slowly eats it.
Eats the coins
Yeah.
one by one. Yeah. I'm not that
That's
much of an
evil.
asshole, though.
That's evil.
It's great.
No,
Yeah.
that's evil.
There was a really cool magic item in a book I read at one point. Basically, it was a bunch of coins that were actually effectively insects, and they crawled into like the armor of the weapon and like helped swing better or helped dodge better.
Hey,
Oh, I
Wolfcock,
love that.
Yo, that's
roll,
me.
Roll a D4 for me.
D4. That's a 3.
3, eh? Alright.
No, just 3.
Go ahead and roll 3 D100 for me. I'm having you roll the treasure. I don't know. It seems like fun.
That's a lot of
You do it.
D100s.
Bag
Okay,
your own
that's
groceries.
22,
22.
31,
I'm in a mood
And-
today. I'm sorry.
99.
Okay.
This is Winco now.
Ooh,
God, I wish. I would be so happy. Unfortunately, that wouldn't fix all my problems,
I'm
but you
going
know.
to have to ask you to re-roll one of those.
Does it matter which one?
Nope. Actually, wait. Yes, the
Okay.
22 to 23, but it doesn't matter which dice you roll, I guess.
It was 22 and then 30.
Yeah.
21 and then 32.
Oh, 21.
Yeah,
Oh.
21, 32, and 99 for the
Okay.
3.
Then you're good.
Sick.
All right. Let me see if that's horribly broken though.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. I think.
Jeff got an eyeball.
What?
I pluck it.
Ah!
So I got one of
No,
those
I like
woodwick
the idea
candles.
of
They're great.
Warthog having this. Sure.
Uh-oh.
I
Are you
like
getting
the
your own
sound of that.
eyeball?
Everyone gets another eyeball.
You get an eyeball. You get an eyeball.
Oh lord, this game would get out of hand
Eyes
real
are
fast.
coming.
We assemble 2 new people with our combined eyeballs.
Yes.
If I don't like this. If I get a third eyeball, I am stabbing it, just so you know.
Okay. So you get 3 things.
Okay.
You find a wind fan, which is
Okay.
capable of casting the Gust of Wind spell with a DC 13 save.
Okay.
Yo.
On subsequent casts on the same day, it has a cumulative 20% chance of just ripping itself to shreds if you use it.
Ah,
You also get a Broom of Flying, which is the one that I was considering asking you to re-roll, but I think it's gonna be fun.
Yo.
okay. Okay.
And let me double check.
Which is now,
this
y'all?
one.
You could tie Jeff to it and launch him into the stratosphere.
Ooh. See, now you're helping out the team, Jeff. Now you're helping out the team.
Fly up 300 feet and shoot people in the sky.
And you also get
Yeah.
a third eye.
I stab it.
In the sense that you get a
Okay.
sentinel shield, which by the book is emblazoned with a symbol of an eye. Which
Excellent. I love
I
it.
hate it.
couldn't have rolled better.
Could I have that one?
No.
Jeff, you're a
It's-
No,
sweet.
you can't.
It's in keeping
Besides,
with
you
the
have
theme.
an axe.
It's in keeping with the theme of eyes. For
Oh.
sure. I'm gonna sleep for this. I don't see the treasure.
All right, so I'm gonna pick up a fan. What one of you got? Who wants a fan?
I'd imagine I'd take the shield because I know neither of you can use it.
Probably.
I'll take the fan.
I literally just learned Gust, by the way.
Cool.
Okay, here you can have the shield. It's heavy. I don't like it.
Picks it up
I
with like
only use
one
wood.
hand.
And no, it's fine. I got a broom.
So you can clean up your act?
Boom.
He just
Sorry.
dropped it on the ground in pallets.
I get the feeling that was
Oh, I'm
Christine
sorry.
and not Diana.
Yeah, that was from
Yeah.
Christine.
Okay.
It seems like a weird broom, so I'm gonna keep it.
You
Okay.
also find 800 copper pieces,
Okay.
6,000 silver pieces,
Okay.
2, 3.
Like $1 million gold.
2,100 gold pieces,
Okay.
and $220 platinum pieces.
Go.
Okay.
Alright, so y'all are
I'm
rich
just
now.
I'm just gonna look in the chest, see all of that after taking stuff out.
Does this money
okay.
really belong to us, though? Isn't this
Oh.
technically...
If you recall, the priest said that you should take anything that is in the shrine.
Alrighty
Alright,
then.
cool.
They wanted to give it to you to help you on your journey.
Well, I guess you want to just
And as
dump
payment for clearing out the danger around their shrine so that they can come back
Yeah.
and pray at it.
bad juice.
You know, that makes sense.
Are we splitting it 4 ways, or
No, we're splitting it 3 ways actually.
I hacked up? I hacked up bad.
Yeah, you done did.
Anyway, here's the totals for everyone if we're splitting it evenly.
Cool.
Okay, you did the math, so you can keep your share.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna just
fair.
take those are the shares. I'm gonna take 35 platinum
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and 50 no and
Toss the
75
rest
gold.
into
Make it easy.
Clanky fund.
And then I'm just gonna give the rest in the party fund. I don't want to deal with all that.
Okay. Who is keeping track of the party gold? I know it was Shadra. Who's doing it now?
Okay.
I have just been doing it individually. Like, everyone gets their own funds.
Yeah, okay, we can just do that then. I forgot we don't have a Shadra now.
Yeah, when
I
Shadra
prefer- I don't
left,
know, I
did you all
prefer-
divvy it up?
I don't know. I prefer the headcanon that Shader stole all of our money.
Yeah, I don't really know, and I don't really care.
Fair enough. There's a lot of money in this horde, so everyone's
Yeah.
probably pretty fine right now.
Yeah.
So, how much is Wartalk giving up?
I was imagining us having a party fund, so since we don't, I'll just
We'll just split evenly. We can borrow from each other as necessary.
Yeah.
Y'all know I got your back if you need to buy something.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's a lot of money. I'm happy.
A lot
Yay,
of money.
rolling treasure.
Hell yeah.
What was
We didn't get any Electrum though.
You know what's
Dang it.
hilarious? I don't think there's a single table in here that has Electrum on it.
Nice.
Like,
Why did
even
they
they're
make
like,
it a
dude,
thing?
fuck Electrum.
Why is
The
it a thing?
designers of the game are like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
It's
no,
like the
wait.
modern day penny.
Individual
We don't
need
treasure.
quarters.
There's not a single treasure hoard that has Electrum, but some individual treasure things do.
Why?
Right.
They're like the silver dollar coin.
Yeah.
They're rare.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so After having discovered the treasury, is there anything else you all want to do before leaving this place?
We didn't see anything else in the main area of note.
Not with a
No
6.
weird inscriptions or yeah. Well, I guess we should go ahead and get little sleepy boy back to the people.
Yeah. I don't have anything else that I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Illiya?
This place is safe now. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. That's fair.
Very good. As you leave and go back through the forest by the same route whence you came, you notice that the forest is considerably lighter. The sounds of wildlife have returned in their full effect. Birds are chirping, insects are chittering. The sounds of the wind rustling through the leaves greets your ears very pleasantly, and the sunlight seems to filter a little more fully through the canopy. Along this pleasant walk, you are unassailed, and a few hours later, you see breaking through the trees the clearing wherein you find the monastery, dedicated to Torm. The high priest Illiya is waiting outside, kind of just by the gates to the main entrance to the monastery, and just looking out around the tree line to see if you all will arrive.
We do.
You do.
I snore.
All right. Jeff snores noisily as Clanky emerges from the tree line, easily visible. The rest of you kind of also come out at the same time, but it's Clanky that he easily spots, and he gives you a hearty wave, and he comes kind of jogging up to greet you. What was his voice again?
I think. He's talking to himself.
What was my voice again? I think it was.
Why don't I ask my third eye?
Yes. I think it was rather proper, if I remember. So,
Probably.
I see. I see you have returned. And was your mission successful?
Yes, on all accounts.
Yes. Yeah. No. Sure was. I got a broom.
Very good to hear. I'm very happy for you. I hope the broom is used. Oh, the broom. Yes, of course. May it serve you well. So, it's quite late. Perhaps you'd like to retire for the evening, and we can arrange to fix this in the morning.
Sure. Yeah. No, we're
Fix,
not in a hurry.
fix what?
If you
What?
you're still asleep.
When did you wake up?
I know.
Okay.
He's asleep again.
As Illiya just gauntleted fist of Torm's Jeff. Just,
Oh yeah.
no.
Molly whops the shit out of him.
Actually, so he says, would you turn over the rosemary so that we might begin the process? He takes the few bundles of rosemary flowers from the group of you. Jeff doesn't notice this because he's asleep.
I hacked up.
Yep.
That's right, Beach.
This would have to be a lot more stealthy if you hadn't fallen asleep. All right. So he looks to you, Illiya, and says, "Would you like to participate?"
Of course.
Very good. If you'll follow me, a few of the brothers and sisters have set up our station already. We have the other ingredients prepared for the salve. The rest of you can find your way back to the chambers from the previous night, I trust.
Yeah.
Very good. Sleep well then. I shall see you in the morning. And he takes his leave of you, beckoning for you to follow Illiya. And the rest of you, I assume, make your way off to bed, unless there's something else you'd like to do.
Someone's gonna have to carry Jeff there.
Clanky is on it.
Okay.
Yep.
Peace.
He'll get you
Look after the bitch while I'm gone.
kind of crouch in and put you down on like some nearby like chair or something, and
You just dump me in like a bale of hay or something.
All right. So, Illiya, as you are taken back into one of the there's a few chambers in the monastery, and you're kind of taken below ground to what look to be kind of study rooms and a few different laboratories. Most of them seem to be arcane in nature, like with religious symbols and spell focuses and a few different, material components and such for experimentation. But you're taken to one that looks a little bit more alchemical in nature, with decanters and open flame for boiling off liquids and condensing them again. Those kinds of things.
There's a child with a metal arm in the corner. Suit of walking armor.
Full metal arm. Actually, so you say that, and do you know what this monastery's name is?
What?
It's the Temple of Saint Elric the Martyr.
It's canon now.
Yeah.
Alright.
Not even fucking kidding. It's
Damn
in my
it!
notes.
It's canon now.
Yeah.
There's no
That's-
escape.
Yep. You see a monk in the back of the room with one metal arm.
Oh
working
shit! Is
over-
he like 12?
He's pretty young for a monk. Probably
What a
the youngest in the
lad!
service of Torn that you've seen.
No, he's 20, but he's still only 4 feet tall.
Oh,
Should've
he
drank
needs
more
to
milk.
drink some milk.
He gives you a look when you say that. He's like, I drink my milk.
How dare you?
Like the meme.
Oh,
He
hold
needs some
on.
milk.
Uh-oh.
I drink all of my milk. That's why I have strong bones, as he
Oh, I
points
need
to his
some
robot arm.
milk.
Hold on. I have a very important video.
Is it that
Oh,
boy
God.
needs some milk video?
No.
Oh.
What the heck is this?
I don't know,
I
but I'm
cannot
ready.
watch that right now, but it looks amazing. So Illiya, he kind of beckons you over. I can't make it just straight up Edward, so he's gonna introduce.
These were
himself as-
outtakes from the actual dub.
That's amazing.
Oh.
He introduces himself. He says, "Hi, my name's Edric.
Hello, Edric.
Pleased to meet you. So, I've got the start of the salve here brewing. I hear you have some rosemary for me." And
yes, I do.
Elabalar comes up with the rosemary you handed him earlier and hands it to Edric, who kind of begins peeling it and hands half of it to you and says, "Here, if you want to help me out, take the petals individually, like off the flower, so we can mince them up and throw them in."
Oh man, I'm shucking corn for dinner.
Yeah.
Helping Nana.
All right. So the two of you sort of mortar and pestle grind the rosemary. This fragrance just wafts throughout the room, filling your nose. It's a very, very pleasant. When you're done, he kind of takes both of your is it the mortar or the pestle, which is the bowl?
You just mash them both together. It's fine.
Mortar pestle, I believe.
That's what I thought, but I doubted myself. So he takes the pestles and upturns them and kind of dumps the rosemary into the vat with the rest of this like boiling, bubbling salve. All right, now if you'll help me out, we need. Oh shoot, let me see here. Hey, what are your cantrips, cleric?
Oh nope, I'm sorry. Pestle mortar.
Damn. Takes both of the mortars and turns them upside down. Hey, cleric, what are your cantrips?
Wait.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who else is a cleric here?
I don't know, man.
That
Okay,
was
so
me
I have.
out of character asking you.
Okay.
Did somebody say cantrip?
You're using his voice. So I'm like,
Sorry, it was hard to get out of. Hey, cleric,
no, I
what
know
are your
that feel all
cantrips?
too much. So I have green flame blade, guidance, light, lightning lure, prestidigitation, sacred flame, spare the dying, and thaumaturgy.
Sacred flame. Alright, if you'll cast Sacred Flame under this with me, we need to heat it up pretty hot so that it all reduces down into, like, almost a slurry.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so the two of
course.
you cast Sacred Flame on basically like a Bunsen burner style thing underneath of this vat. And after maybe 20 or so minutes of like doing this and him mixing it up with this giant like ladle type spoon, he pulls it off of the fire, and the vat itself is actually very cool, which is, it's not fire, it's radiant damage. So
We burned it with the power of Jesus.
He pours the salve into this like urn, like a clay urn that is very like a clay vase, I guess I should say, because it's vase shaped.
An urn. Oh no, Jeff's gonna die.
Uh
He gonna die for his sins. Watch out.
oh.
One more thing, and I think I need you and Ella Balar for this. So we have to. The eye will go in here. And once it does, it needs to be sealed because it'll take some time for the salve to do its work. So we need to inscribe holy runes on the surface of this vase so that it can maintain its sealing magic and keep the eye inside. So I'm going to show you the runes to draw, and we all need to kind of draw them together and infuse them with our magic. Can't just be one of us because, well, it needs to be pretty powerful. We need 3 folks for it.
Right.
3 full metal alchemists!
Alright, who's
Yeah.
losing
Oh
their
god,
arms
I'm losing my
today?
body. Shit, I'm gonna become Clanky too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
I mean, we can just bind you to Clanky's armor.
Oh.
Roll for the law of equivalent exchange.
Oh no, get a 10. I
You
think
roll a
that's right.
d10, but you have to subtract 5.
And if you get negative, boy, I'm sorry.
You're fucked.
Oh, isn't it fucked up in that image that there's a hurricane over Florida in the clouds?
I mean,
Sure
it's
is.
accurate.
What do you mean
Sure
fucked up?
is.
That's totally normal.
It's
I mean,
accurate.
yeah, but
That's just how
still.
Florida goes.
Captain, my planet's dying.
Oof.
Did I tell
Sorry,
you
who said
about
it?
how when I went to Florida in the lobby of our condo, they just had like an aquarium, but instead of fish, they just had baby alligators.
You know, that's Florida.
Hashtag Florida.
We had been trying to see some all week, and then finally, when we go to check out, they're just there in the lobby.
I'm gonna ask somebody from Florida how normal this is real quick. Hold on.
It was pretty cool. But also
then
because
you-
we're like, finally, vacation is complete.
Nice.
All right. So, the 3 of you inscribe the runes together upon the vase, and he says, "Okay, now it sits overnight, and in the morning we'll be ready to go." Thanks for your
Wonderful.
help, Illiya.
No, thank you, actually, for all of this.
No problem. I just hope that it all works, you know?
You and me both.
Well, try not to think of the consequences of failure while you sleep.
Okay, I like this kid now. He's telling it like it is.
To be perfectly frank with you, it's a really low likelihood that it'll fail, though. Like, it really won't.
Wow. Where's the suspense? Where's the tension?
It's in
Yeah,
every
I'm
moment
listening.
where
Thank you.
Jeff had to go off and kill something to eat it after he fought.
Hey, at least I didn't eat the Malor.
Every time Jeff went fucking
Yeah.
buck wild on a dude.
Freezing.
Nope.
Oh.
No, that's
Just
correct.
We're okay.
All of the
Oh.
homo.
Just unlimited homo, man. I mean,
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, that's my dream.
It's a train.
all right. So, Illiya, do you want to do anything else before you head to bed with the others?
Just pray to Torm and hope tomorrow turns out okay.
Okay. Make a religion check for me.
I think I remember what my modifier is by now. That would be a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you get some warm fuzzies. I think that's the same as the last time you did it, and you got some warm fuzzies then too. Warm and fuzzies. All right, so the evening wanes. The moon rises in the sky, falls once again, and the sun peeks up over the horizon, greeting the new day.
Long rest.
You all get a long rest and gain all the benefits thereof.
I
And
still have
yeah.
1 level of exhaustion.
yep, and bright
Cool.
and early comes a rapping
This-
on your door of the door of the rectory.
Tap,
Ah,
tap,
what
tap,
happened?
my
Ah.
chamber
Oh.
door.
Man, I feel really well rested. I feel like I slept for like a whole day.
But you still have exhaustion 1, don't you?
Yeah.
You sure do.
He slept
Well,
too much.
I feel relatively well rested. I feel like I
Okay.
could go back to sleep, but like
Oh.
I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday. Like,
You feel well rested, but your body is still sore.
yeah.
God. Yes.
Like me every day.
Hey.
Word.
Same.
Let's get amen in the chat, y'all.
Yeah. Hi. Hell yeah.
I feel like the millennial amen is just fuck this.
Oh yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I get a fuck this in the
Wait.
chat?
What about for those of us that don't curse? Wait, is that what
Yeah.
F stands for? Just
Yeah.
F?
Yeah.
Can I get a
Well,
G whiz in
not
the
an
chat,
F
y'all?
In the chat. Not an F in the chat. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
You
that's
haven't
press F
been
to pay
inadvertently-
respects.
Yeah, you haven't been
Right,
inadvertently
right.
swearing. Don't worry.
Okay,
for
good.
millennials who don't swear, I think it's out upon this. Hell, I might actually start saying that because that sounds better.
I mean, I'm gonna start saying that.
I like how you put your
Okay.
pinky out when you're like, oh well.
I wasn't sure what to do.
Out
I wasn't
upon
sure what
it.
to do, man. Whew. It just the fancy took me over that moment.
All right.
Okay. Well, yeah. No. Hi. Hi. Morning. Hi. What's up?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good morning. I think, Jeff, if you're ready, there is a ceremony to begin.
A what?
A ceremony. You have retrieved the holy weapon of the Aegis of the Protectors of the White Peaks.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I did. I got your X bag.
We must induct you into the order.
What? Okay.
Oh.
You're the chosen one, right?
Yeah, I guess I am the. Okay. Let me just get some breakfast first.
Alright, I get to be the chosen one next, though, Jeff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh shit! Whoops.
Unfortunately, the ceremony must take place in a state of fastedness.
What? Seriously? I can't eat breakfast first? That's the worst.
I understand it's
after.
difficult.
You're
but
the
you can eat
chosen
afterwards,
one.
and it is a brief
I'm-
ceremony.
So hungry. But sure, why not? Fine, I'll go along with it.
Thank you for your cooperation. Now, if you
Jeff,
follow
the
me,
monks will sometimes fast in order to achieve better spiritual enlightenment. So,
I mean, that's their life decisions.
look.
I make different life. I respect their
Look,
life choices,
when
but I
in
make different life
Rome,
choices.
do as the Romans do.
You're
What
gonna
is
have to learn
Rome?
this stuff as the chosen one, Jeff. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
get used to
like
this.
you're in
Oh.
their house, follow their rules. It's polite.
I'm not sure
Just
I want to be
saying.
the chosen one anymore. Here, Illiya, you can be the chosen one now. It's your turn.
It's too late.
It's not something that you can just turn off. It's a duty that you have to fulfill.
your friends
Aw.
are correct, Jeff. With great power comes great responsibility.
Uncle Ben dies in the distance.
somewhere in this world, someone just lost their uncle.
Oh.
And his name happened to be Ben.
Yep.
Yes, his name happened to be Ben.
But not short
Yep.
for Benjamin. Ben, short for something
No.
fantastical like, I don't know.
Benelli.
Ben. Short for Ben.
Yep. What a fantastical name that is.
Or maybe short for Obi-Wan, because Ben is apparently short for that too.
Yeah.
Ben is short. Ben can be short for anything.
Ah, yes, Ben, short for Ozymandias.
Ben short for Jeff. You know, it's fun to a letter. It counts.
Heretofore,
Anyway.
everyone's nickname is just Ben.
Anyway, I guess I will
Trader
acquiesce.
Ben's.
But as we're walking to like the place where the ceremony is being held, I'm gonna like be whispering to Wartok like, these guys seem a little like weird to you, Wartok.
Pretty standard for religious type folk.
I don't know. Something seems weird about this. I was expecting they had like tapestry with like third eye on it and everything. Like that just seems weird.
That's prophecies, Jeff. That's how those work. They prophesize something, they get it really accurate, and then it comes true. In this case, you were the true part, apparently.
Didn't you say your parents had a vision about you being the chosen one too?
Well, they had a vision with me in it. They kind of extrapolate a little bit, but I guess it is along similar lines.
It's a lot of stuff lining up here, Jeff, to say.
Yeah, it seems a little
that
bit
this is right.
too much of a convenient, happenstance to be.
But that's also why I feel weird about this. Like it seems too convenient.
Jeff, here, how about this? I'm gonna look at the guy there. I forgot his name already.
Elabela.
Mr. Val. We're okay to sit in on this ceremony, right?
Absolutely.
And Illiya will be there. Yeah. So Jeff, we're gonna be there. Illiya is gonna be helping. We're gonna make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yes, of course.
The whole
That's news to
monastery
me.
will be here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, goodness.
she worships the same god as these fellows. Makes sense. We're
Well,
They
gonna
are my people.
be there to watch you and
We
support
must
you.
witness your ascendancy.
If
My-
anything happens, I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna dimension door us out, and the rest can run out too, and we're good.
That
Don't
won't
worry
be
about it, Dellar.
necessary.
I know it won't, but I'm just there's no worries, Jeff.
We're
Will
offering our
Clanky be
support.
there?
We've got everything under control. That's what I mean.
Will Clanky be there? I'd feel better if Clanky was there.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Clanky
All
will,
right.
of course, attend.
Okay, cool.
And here we are, he says, kind of turning about and like gesturing towards his the clearing before you. So it's maybe like 50 or 60 feet in front of the entrance to the monastery, which before had been just cleared out grassland, like just plain shrubbery inside a cleared forested area. Now, however, there are several large boulders kind of arranged in circles, or in a circle, all around like this one kind of larger mound of raised earth. And upon each of the large boulders stands one of the priests or paladins or clerics of Torm that is part of this monastery. One of them, the tallest of the set, stands empty. And Elabela begins making his way over there, but not before turning and saying to you all, find spots wherever you may. Illiya, there is a boulder erected for you as well, pointing to another empty stone in the circle. The rest of you may observe you should be outside of the circle, but you should be able to have a perfectly fine view from between any two of them. So
Cool.
Take your pick of where you'd like to stand. We will begin momentarily. Jeff, if you would, once I get up on the high altar, if you would stand on the mound of raised earth in the center, we may begin.
Okay. I will move to the center of the weird ritual thing.
Okay. Elabalar climbs up to the highest boulder. There aren't like stairs leading up to it. They're literally just boulders that were placed there overnight. So he literally just like parkour, like hoists himself up on top of it. Facing inward, he holds his arms out and says, "O mighty Torm, hear us now in our hour of need, and help us evict this evil from our premises." Jeff, I would like you to make 12 wisdom saving throws.
Well,
the first one is DC 17.
Uh-huh.
12.
Well, can we do these one at a time and just record
Yes,
pass
because
and fail?
if you fail one of them, you fail. So it's
Alright. That is a failure. That's a 7.
all right. Cool. So Ella Balar casts his first, and immediately it just works.
Oh, sick.
Yes, yes, Daddy.
He casts Hold Person on you, and you're immediately held in place.
Oh wait, I got a new ability. I'm gonna use Indomitable to reroll it.
Okay.
But that's a natural 20.
Okay. Cool. You passed that one. Now make 11 more DC 15. One at a time.
Okay. That's a pass. It's 19. Can I attempt to run?
Only if you pass all of them.
Oh, okay.
They're all
You're being
ready actions.
Is this entire monastery casting Hold Person on me?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, the third one was a failure. It was a good run.
All right. You are
I
held
was
in
about to
place.
say, if I can tell what's going on, I would like to do the same.
Okay. It's not immediately apparent which spell you're casting, but as soon as like he gets held in place, so you know like if you need to, like if time runs out, you now know what you would need to do.
Sure, I'm cool with that.
Right. You see Edric rush forward with the vase, and Ella Balar hop down very lithely from his high altar, and also rush inward with a few of the other monks.
Oh god.
Coming for your weave, bitch.
I'm gonna be like looking at the party members like a scared puppy, like what's going on? What's going on?
Just
Jeff,
just let it happen. Just let it happen. It's okay.
You watch as your vision goes dark. The last thing you see is Edric, a monk whose name you don't know, but a monk, rushing up and putting an urn just like on top of your face. And then a moment later, you just collapse. The rest of you
Can
see...
I catch him on his way down?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. A
He's
few of
still
the
my
other
friend.
monks are like doing the same thing, but like you could definitely be like there at the front, like grabbing him, and they'll help you kind of support him and cushion his fall.
Fuck yeah.
So you all watch Edric put the urn over the third eye, as Ella Balar casts Remove Curse, and you hear this horrible like splitting sound, like rock cracking.
Oh, I hate it.
And then like a muffled screech, and Edric just like thrusts his arm down with the vase in it and caps it, and you see the runes on the sides of the urn begin to glow brightly, and the urn is like shaking in his hands as the screeching dies lower and lower until it finally fades to nothing. Jeff, for like a brief moment, you see this horrible gaping eyelid, but after like the briefest of moments, it snaps itself shut. The skin knits itself back together, and it's like there was never a third eye there at all.
No!
Jeff.
I puke.
No, honey.
So does one of the monks.
Oh, fun!
Oh.
You have a puking buddy. But yeah, so Jeff collapses and is held upright by Illiya and a couple of the other monks. The third eye is safely in this sacredly sealed vase with this rosemary and other herb and magical ingredient salve slowly eating away at it and destroying its malicious existence.
Good.
No!
So a few moments later, Jeff, you come to, and when you come to, it feels as though a haze has been lifted from your mind and a weight lifted from your shoulders. You recall a few of the events, like the broad strokes of what has been happening over the past few weeks, but you don't remember a single one of your fights. And almost the entirety of the last 2 or 3 days is just blank. And your last kind of salient thought that you remember was seeing this eye jump towards you and going, oh fuck, and feeling this like horrible malicious presence take place in your consciousness and just fighting with every ounce of your will to keep it down. But that presence is gone. There's no more malignancy warring in your soul.
I don't remember anything from like the past 3 days.
Then we were just in time. Had it gone much longer, the curse may have been irrevocable. It may have claimed your life, or worse, that of your friends.
I feel. What'd you all do to me? Like I feel normal again, strangely.
What did we do for you? We removed the fiend's eye from your forehead. The
Oh,
thing that
right.
was cursing you is in that urn. And he points, and you can kind of see the urn still like lightly trembling in Edric's
Oh,
arms.
jeez. Oh, that's gross. Ugh. That was in me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh! Oh, God. Wow. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yep.
Tiana continues to dry heave in the distance.
Okay. Are you okay? Do you need some? Do you need help? Do you need medicine?
It was very
As
gross.
Ella Balar notices this, he kind of
Hey, give her a
beckons
minute.
2 of his priests over, who will stand at a... They'll stand by if you want them. They get you a bucket
Cool, thanks.
and some
And
water.
Thanks.
I'm gonna like touch up my forehead and like feel for it to see if it's still there.
It's completely normal. Dragon scales.
Man, I don't remember a whole lot. Like I remember we killed that thing in the forest with the Witcher dude, and then
Yep.
I found its eyeball, and then things just got super muddled.
Yeah,
Where are we?
we're in the mountains.
When did we get here?
A couple days ago.
I don't remember like, anything from the past 2 or 3 days. What was the last thing I remembered? The last thing I remember was like,
You do remember kind of like broad strokes of what was happening. So like you recall going to Limna. The details are hazy, but you remember that like Nair and other folks in the area had some information that then you all wanted to go to this place, and it was up north again, and then you remember starting to travel north, but beyond that,
yeah,
no details. You remember traveling for a while, and then you remember like getting into the mountain duchy, like right at the foothills, and then it kind of goes dark.
I have a very important question. Do I remember eating the Remmer haze?
No.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
You ate a rem.
I ate a what? I what?
You ate quite a deal, many things, but the Remmer haze has to be the grossest of them all.
I see that you
What else
may
did I
need
eat?
some time.
Hang on, wait. I'm sorry. This is very important. What else did I eat? Did I eat people?
No,
What?
no, I
Okay,
never got that
good.
far.
I was worried about that.
Oh no, I would have
Definitely a Remmer
You had to
haze.
talk.
You have torn a few things apart.
Uh-huh. Like, okay, I remember that we went back to Limba, I think, and then we were gonna go somewhere north because Nair said there was some cool stuff up here.
This
And I
is where we
remember
are.
like vague bits and pieces of our journey up here, and that's like it.
You went into a state, we'll say, the past few days, whenever we got into battle.
A state.
Yes, and you would come out of it not remembering anything that happened.
I don't remember anything that happened now.
You went almost feral. Actually, no, you went feral. You did go
Oh.
feral.
Also, why does my entire body just like feel like it just got like punched by the sun or something? What were we doing yesterday?
Jeffrey.
Curses can do that to you. yesterday you went and, under the guise of receiving a title of sorts, you went and retrieved a relic for our monastery. I think there's a room inside that might be best for you all to have this conversation in. We'd be
Okay,
happy to
yeah.
fetch some mint water for you, Kayana. Get the taste out of your mouth. Bring some
Thanks.
food and some drink to you as well. You could
I
take all
don't
the time
need
you
food.
need.
I need food.
Do you have
Yeah.
anything strong to go with the mint water?
You're gonna say vegan.
I
Do you have
make you
almond
a-
milk?
I can make you a mint julep.
Yeah, that lovely. Yeah. Okay. Hell
I
yeah.
help Jeff
Very
up
good.
now.
Thanks.
Sorry,
So-
not hell yeah. Torm yeah. There we go.
He leads the group of you to one of the underground study rooms. There's a monk in there, but Elabalar kind of shoos him out quickly, and the monk kind of seeing what's going on is like, "Oh fuck, yeah, I'm getting out of here."
Get out of here, Alphonse. You're in the wrong universe.
No,
No,
that's
that was-
Clanky. You all already have an Alphonse.
Oh, right, that's right. Sorry. Get out of here, the Mustang. Sure.
Get over it, Ling.
Oh my god. A man with a scar over his right eye walks down the halls. He's covered in tattoos. Yeah,
about to go
so
down.
Ella Balar kind of gestures you into the study, pours waters for all of you, mint waters for all of you, because it's easier to just have a picture of it than get one glass for Kayana, and brings in a mint julep and a pitcher of ale as well. And breakfast is also brought in short order. It's basic, humble food. It's bread and cheese for the most part. Nothing special, but it's there. The cheese is very fresh, and
Feels like home.
yeah, the cheese is very fresh. And Illiya, you would know that most monasteries like this have some, sheep or cattle or some livestock that can provide milk and meat that are, basically near the premises.
Right.
Going to eat ravenously, but like a normal person ravenous.
I will accept this.
They leave you to your devices and your conversation.
Uses a napkin this time.
I'm
Oh, see,
just
he's
gonna
back to
lie
normal.
down for a little bit.
So I take it I was pretty messed up for a while there.
You want I should rub your back, Kayana? Okay, I do that.
Aww.
Aww.
I am Onesan.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff, you were...
Fucked up.
Yeah. In short order, yes, you're fucked up.
Can I actually say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like, it was that bad, huh?
Yes. It was very
The worst
bad.
part is you don't even remember why I'm angry at you.
You're angry? Oh, well, I guess you have reasons to be angry. I don't know what the heck I did past days, weeks. How long has it been since we killed that thing in the forest?
At least a month.
My catharsis has been robbed from me.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I don't even remember why Kayana was mad.
There's some. Well,
There's
don't worry about
several
it.
reasons. We'll list them off later.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
We
sure,
can enumerate them
you
at
guys.
some point.
I'm sure you guys have plenty of reasons to be upset with me. I was not myself.
We'll give you a night's rest of not having a creepy eye staring at us the whole night before we go over it all.
Oh, geez, that happened.
It
Oh
would
yeah,
move
no,
of
we
its
would do
own
that.
accord, Jeff.
Yeah, we
Oh,
put a scarf over you while you slept to
Oh.
make sure
You
that
were like a
stare at me.
bird.
It's pretty-
I'm sorry, guys. Like, what even
These things
happened?
happen. Sometimes you get possessed by a third eye and it tells you to murder people and eat things, and it's okay.
How did this even? Yeah, I killed that thing, and then I went to go like stab the eyeball, finish it off, and I felt like this malicious presence suddenly overtake me. I tried to resist it, but it was too strong, and everything since then has just been a haze.
The art was separate from the rest of it.
Yeah, there. That we were supposed to burn it.
Yeah, we were supposed to burn it, weren't we?
It would be cool if going forward you could be more careful and leave the magic and curse stuff to the people who know more about it.
I would say that would be wise. Yeah.
Because we have a little better risk perception.
Yeah, I wasn't my best moment, and it gave you all a great deal of trouble. And I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you for the past couple of weeks. I messed up.
I mean, what matters now is that you're okay.
Yeah, you're at least safe now, which is a
Yeah, it
relief.
sounds like I could have died.
Yeah, you did not have much time left.
Oh yeah, no, I was really plotting how I should murder you. I
Well-
mean,
well-
save everyone. I mean, hey, you told me to. Okay, listen, like,
Did
it's
I?
fine. Yeah, no, you said if you let go like angry, I should just. Actually, you said if I get out of control, and I said I'd murder you before you said anything else. Technically, I'm
Well,
sure it's fine.
regardless,
I wouldn't worry about
I
it.
guess maybe during the curse I had like a moment of lucidity and just like wanted to make sure you guys wouldn't let me hurt anybody.
You did have moments throughout where you were mostly you, and then moments where you weren't. But it's fine. Just going forward. I think before you act.
I'm still grappling
We'll
with the
consult
fact
the
that I
group.
apparently ate a Remor haze. Like,
Yeah, you had just killed it too.
It was only
You
was
didn't
no
eat the
preparing.
whole thing. Yeah, you didn't eat the whole thing.
You were going to town on its fresh corpse and hurting yourself while doing so. It was incredibly difficult to watch.
Yeah, no, you passed out because you wouldn't stop. It was. Man, it was crazy. Yeah.
What else
Yikes.
did you eat? I feel like there were other things too.
Several live deer.
Several
Yeah.
deer.
He would
Well,
kind of just.
normally.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
No,
you
but
have
you-
a deer and just kind of
A
like
whole
wrestle
deer.
it while you're eating it.
He likes them raw and wriggling.
Oh,
like that. Whoever said
don't
that,
ever
right.
do that again. Oh!
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
you ate your whole.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
that's not
if you
that's not
heard it all,
normal.
But there's a lot of audio breakup happening.
I can hear things fine.
I can hear everybody else just fine.
Okay.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anything else important that I missed that while I was under that spell, I guess, that
You
curse?
still haven't paid the 10 gold, Jomi, but aside from that, I think that covers most of it.
Why do I need 10 gold?
Are you all deliberately not telling him that you got a relic?
Oh!
Not yet,
Oh!
no.
Oh.
No,
You
I
had
was
an
gonna
eye
get
during
there.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
get there.
completely. Jeff does not remember getting the other second relic.
Dude,
We went.
Yeah, no,
What was that place called? Somethitarium. Yeah.
wait,
Oh,
Jeff,
wait.
do you remember the Olvari at all?
A
The
little,
Have you
who?
seen
a
this?
little bit.
I remember we hung out in like a weird castle thing with some really tall people.
That was the Uvari.
Yep.
We
Oh,
got
geez.
another relic.
Yeah.
Where?
It's really
When?
cool.
What
Look.
is it? It's a
Some
bracelet?
Squidward.
Squidward.
Is it just a bracelet?
No,
Well, I mean, they can be
do
anything.
you not see
but-
the big
Oh.
floaty squid?
Oh, hi. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Does it do anything?
The squid or or me?
Well,
Which one are you talking about?
All of the above.
all of
Oh.
them, yes. Well, the squid and the bracelet. Are they? I assume they're related.
Yes, no. In the
Anyway.
I don't know. I can like punch it.
Cool. Anyway,
But it's a
why
relic,
do I?
so it's
Well, it's good that we have it, and the Danish people don't. Anyway, so why do I owe you 10 gold? What happened?
You got in a betting spree one night. I just the eye because you don't normally bet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Make a deception check with advantage.
Yeah. Abs. Okay.
And Jeff, make an insight check.
I'm not, there's no way I can confirm this
Boy,
lie.
you didn't stand a chance.
What'd you
Foolish
get?
fool!
There's no way I can beat that. Yeah, even with a natural 20, I couldn't beat that. It's pointless.
I got a 27.
Nice.
Yeah, even 20, I can't beat that.
20.
Well, you know, I wasn't myself then, so here you go. I'll
These
give
things-
Wartalk 10 gold.
Yeah. It's fine, man. Like these things happen.
No, take it. I insist. I wasn't
Well,
myself then. I'm grateful to you for saving me. So go ahead. You earn this 10 gold. It's the least I can do to pay back for all the trouble I caused you.
It's it's fine. Just keep be okay for forward. And all that.
We
Okay.
also met a dragon.
Oh,
Alright,
the
I'm
dragon was
actually
super
gonna disconnect from the call and restart it and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay.
BRB.
Happened
And
while
our
you were,
house. I mean, it was most of.
So much stuff
us.
happened and Jeff doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
I think most of your relationship with Illiya is through the eye.
All of.
Yeah, there would have
No,
been
not,
like a session
not
or
all
two.
of it, but just barely.
Yeah.
We own an
Turns
arm
to Illiya,
now.
and who the fuck are you?
That is true. Like Jeff
do you
hasn't known
remember
you
the island?
technically very long.
Yeah.
The island.
Where we found Clanky originally.
I do remember we found Clanky there. Yes.
We're building a house there now.
What?
It's gonna be lovely.
When?
We have a
We
bunch of lads too.
Huh?
teaching
Bunch of lads.
teleportation to our friends.
Bunch of Trader
Um,
Joe's.
Wait, what?
Also, we teleported.
We teleported.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
How?
That was sick.
No.
We didn't even lose an arm.
Well, that's good.
So Jeff,
Yeah.
what you do recall is you recall like being in that weird castle place and then suddenly being in the grasslands. And like
Oh,
now hearing about the teleportation, you're like, oh, I guess that would have been teleporting.
I guess. Okay. I remember suddenly being in the castle and suddenly being outside again. So
Yep,
maybe
sure.
that's a teleportation.
Yeah, generally speaking, when you're at one place and then you're instantly in another place, we define that as just.
Well, before
Alright.
then, he was
Noted.
unsure if it was just the hazy memory, but hearing that
Oh,
you all
yeah.
teleported, then 2 and 2 came together.
Yeah.
Out of get that in character,
Yeah.
I'm still
No, for
screwing
sure,
with him as much
for
as
sure.
humanly possible.
Absolutely.
As much as gnossily possible.
Does this pay back for the eye stuff?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I have some
Oh, it won't
payback that
stop.
I'm going to be dealing out too, but I need some prep work for that.
Oh, Warthog,
I
what
I
happened to
can
your
help.
leg?
My leg?
You got a little scar there on your ankle.
I have
Almost
a
looks like you
star
stepped a
on my-
bear trap or something.
What? Are we at the
That's
field
10
right
gold
now?
that you owed him.
Where are we?
We're in a
We're in-
room.
We're in the mess hall or something.
You're in a study room.
Yeah, why are you showing off your ankles, you slut?
What's what's behind Jeff?
Wall.
I cast Gust on him, fling him against the wall. It moves him 20 feet if he fails a thing.
It's a DC 13.
Oh no, I'm using my.
No.
Oh,
I
you're
learned
using
just this
you,
level.
not the
So it's a
fan.
strength check of 17.
I have the
A
fan now.
strength check?
Right.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, I failed.
Okay, 20 feet.
I just was sailing into the wall.
Bam!
That's for the fucking.
What was that for? I mean, I probably did, but what was that for?
I was trying to help you one night, and you set a bear trap in a window.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God! I'm sorry.
this would have been like
For
one of
the
the
fucking
first
bear
things that
trap,
you
you
had.
bitch.
Yeah.
Con-
Just wanted to help you, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna set a bear trap in the window and try and murder him." No, it's fine. There are no hard feelings. I understand you were possessed.
Yeah, it
I'm
wasn't exactly like
sorry.
you were.
It's just gonna
adamantly
take
doing
a
that.
minute. Yeah, just gonna take a minute.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
messed
sorry.
up? stepped?
I did.
At
It's
about
fine.
this
You don't
point,
remember me.
at about
You
this
don't
point
remember me
in the
running into you, do you?
conversation,
You ran into me.
You broke up when screamed, chased after you woods.
When did that? Well, okay, I shouldn't ask when did that
was
happen because I'm not gonna remember it anyway. But
The other day.
oh
it
yeah, I
was just
totally
a
don't
few days
remember
ago.
that. Yeah, I totally don't remember that. What prompted this?
We don't
I
even
don't know.
You woke up, you screamed, and then you ran into the forest like a madman.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
I
we're
am
just
actually
continuing
gonna.
the conversation.
No, it's okay. I am gonna close out Discord, restart it, and see if that helps. Because I'm still
Okay.
getting a lot of choppiness. I'm
Okay.
guessing
Come
it's
back
just the
safe.
internet connection, but if I can make the stream sound a little better, I'd like to. Please bear with us while we troubleshoot technical difficulties.
Born guy.
Yeah.
Um,
We need to treat ourselves.
oh, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna try not doing video. I know it's gonna be a little bit harder for you guys to see facial expression and shit, but I think maybe less
Good.
upload would help. Maybe? I don't know.
Eh.
Oof. Probably not, because we're already frozen.
See if it works.
Well, not a great start. But let's see if that continues. Alright, so at about this point in the conversation, there's a knock
Hello?
at the door.
Don't come in. I'm naked. I'm in. Sorry. Habit.
Have it.
What? Don't. Yes. Can I help you?
The door creaks open, like, very tentatively. Is everyone clothed?
Don't- Yes, come in.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just. Yeah.
Apparently, I am. Sorry. It's been a long
Elevalar
day.
pushes the door open and says, to perhaps counteract the difficulty of this reunion a little bit, I have some good news, particularly concerning you, Illiya. You, well, when we met you, it was not the first we'd heard of you. There was one who came through a couple of weeks ago, and he said you
Gerald
might
Lightfall.
follow along. Yes, the same. He told us that you might be behind him. How do you two know each other?
He's my father.
Really?
I'm looking for him.
Could you describe him to me?
Tall and thick.
How many C's is he?
At least 2.
One description later, Elabela kind of relaxes and says, "Very good. I had to make sure that that you were actually who you said you were, as the nature of what he was doing is rather secretive. When he came through, he was in quite a bit of haste. He told us of a prophetic dream he had had. He believed it was given to him from Torm. As we are, of course, also followers of Torm, after hearing what the dream was, and the symbols it contained and the portents it told, we had no duty, or no choice, but to believe him. What he saw was a sky full of dragons, above a field of war, between 2 great armies, one of men and one of shadow.
Sound good?
believes that this prophecy was given to him for a reason. He believes that he must be the one to stir the dragons to action. As you might be aware, the monastery here of St. Elric is quite close to Dragonsummit Keep, where
What?
no fewer than a dozen metallic dragons make their home. And in the surrounding peaks, no fewer than a dozen more chromatic ones do the same. They keep a tentative kind of peace. No one on the outside knows why, but we do. And Geralt did as well. It is a well-kept secret in the Church of Torm. The Dragonsummit Keep is the home to an artifact from before the Scouring. The dragons watch over it, but it is we, the mountain shields of this monastery, who ensure that unwary travelers and ne'er-do-wells do not approach the summit. It is our job to keep this artifact out of prying arms and hands.
What sort of artifact is it?
That is where our knowledge ends. The dragons may know more, but all we know is that it looks like a halo. A ring of gold with spires shooting out in all directions.
An annulus.
You say that with
Likely.
some recognition. He kind of gives you a quizzical look.
Seen a couple.
We've seen similar things, yes, in our travels.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
No idea there was more than one.
Oh yeah, no. Long story short, there's 10 of them. They help us find super powerful artifacts. Those powerful artifacts help us save the world. It's this whole big
They're-
thing. Basically, we need that.
They're keys, essentially,
What she said.
for artifacts used to fight that evil guy whose name I forget.
Bronzor.
Thanks.
Yes.
I'm very
The-
bad at remembering important things.
The
You're new to this
BionDnD.
whole.
I know
thing.
concepts,
It's
not
fine.
names.
That's fair. Hell, sometimes I forget my own names, so...
I have your the list
try to
of
forget my
church names that you've sent me, the titles open in a new tab so I can
Yes.
switch over to it.
Yes, we think they're the key to gaining access to, yes, what Warthog said, special, powerful artifacts, weapons from before the Scouring, like this one, and I'll show him Atarax.
He looks over it with a certain amount of awe, because as a
Holds
priest,
up
he can kind of
Warthog's
just
arm.
feel the power radiating from it. And he kind of takes a step back and says, I recognized a great power among the group of you, but I had no idea it was quite that immense.
We also have another one. Holds up Warthog's arm for him. Check it out!
And this annulus would help you get a third.
Yep.
Yes.
No, probably. We'd have to we'd have to figure out where it goes and stuff like that, but that's fine. That's easy. Can I have my arm back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It seems then
We-
that
We have cause to believe that the Danish army is also after these relics, and we also have good cause to believe that they may be the army of shadows that Geralt saw in his vision that he conveyed to you.
Gerald
Sing
believes
demons.
the same. In fact, the reason he went to Dragonsummit Keep was to incite them. The vision is prophecy, it must come to pass, and if Torm presented it to him, he knows he has a role to play. I do not know if he'll be successful, but he's going to try and get the dragons to join the war, or at least to flee their mountain home.
Is that the best idea? that the best idea?
If it is Torm's
Well-
will.
I guess Torm's one of the good guys, so perhaps there's something to it.
The way I see it, things are accelerating. And if we can control that acceleration instead of the forces of darkness, we can perhaps use it to our advantage. If we know we will have a dozen dragons on our side and the enemy will have a dozen dragons on theirs, then we can maneuver our troops and build weapons to take control of the situation. If Dane is unaware of the situation, they cannot do that. And at any rate, with Torm on our side, I think the tide will turn in our favor. Nonetheless, Gerald does not simply go to anger these dragons and kick them out from their homes. Indeed, such a task would likely end with little more than his corpse burnt on a cavern floor.
Well,
Goes to convince the dragons that it's the best for them. What they do with the information is, well, up to them. They're dragons. But the land has been silent for far too long, and these forces of nature needs must act if the world is to rise or fall.
where is the peak where the dragons live? I think
Well,
regardless of what happens, we need to get that, and perhaps Gerald could use their help.
Indeed. As the crow flies, it is perhaps a day to the west of here. As you'll have to walk, perhaps 2 days.
Well, we shouldn't. He's already up there with Harry.
Dragons
How
are
long
not
ago did he leave?
quick creatures. He came 2 weeks hence, left after staying with us for 3 days.
A week and a half.
Yeah.
He hasn't returned.
He has not. Dragons are, as I was saying, not quick creatures. It would not surprise me if he were still there, deliberating with them.
That's fair. Just a quick check. Was he planning on coming back this way after he chatted with dragons?
He said that it was his plan, but depending on how things went, he said his plan might change.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, we should definitely go say hi. We've met one dragon before. That dragon was really nice. So I mean, I don't see.
Seems rather amicable.
Wait, what dragon
Just
did you meet? Oh, the
we'll just-
sapphire one.
Sapphire.
Yeah. We'll just get some meat on the
Did
way.
they give us a name?
He did, but I don't
Oh,
remember.
I think it was like Viralax.
that.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it sounded very drug-like.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you just
yeah.
say Miralax?
I
No,
think it was
Viralax.
With a V.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
was like,
actually
it
right.
was not just straight up a laxative. I did not do
Well,
that.
I
God,
think
it would
that
be
was-
so funny if it was though.
I think that was the joke.
Yeah,
In
Mm.
character,
it very
we
well
wouldn't
might have
know.
been.
Yeah. So we get some meat prepared ahead of time. I'm gonna look at Miss Baylor here. If we get some spices that might be good for the meat, that could be useful for us. We'll prepare a bunch of stuff. We'll get some gold, some gems if we got it. We'll show up to the dragons. We'll say, "Sup, here's offerings. Help us. Don't kill her dad," and we'll go from there.
It's the
Sweats
perfect
nervously a little bit.
plan.
It's not a bad plan, but I must warn you, it's a lot of dragons to bribe.
I was just one before. I don't know if we can.
You ready to cook, Jeff?
We also
I don't-
don't have too many fancy spices here. The food we eat is typically rather plain. We're monks. We live simple lives.
Dang it,
Uh,
monks.
I don't know if bribery is going to get us out this one. We might just have to. go try
Well,
and
we're
talk
not
to them.
gonna
Tell them.
kill 30 dragons.
I
It's
didn't say we were
only
gonna go kill them.
24.
No, yeah, we're not. No, we're definitely not. Yeah, I guess we'll talk.
There's no way we can get together enough supplies to try and bribe all of them.
I hate talking.
You hate talking. Let's do me. You're really good at it.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's great. Yeah.
He likes
Well,
vibe.
Wait.
Now, it is of course up to you, but I see two possibilities here. Gerald might be able to use your help. It might be a good
Yeah.
thing to have some backup. It
Yeah.
might also be bad, depending on his
Pardon?
situation and how he's going about conversation. If a troop of heavily armed warriors come up behind him, it might undermine any talks of peace he might be attempting.
Maybe not a troop of heavily armed soldiers. Maybe a few skilled monks.
Allies of any
Indeed.
sort might make the dragons wary, but certainly if you come in with fewer weapons, you'd be less likely to be roasted upon sight.
That's yeah.
What if it was just us?
Jeff.
Yeah, I kind of have a lot of weapons. Although,
I think we decided you had 10, right?
Yep.
yeah, like somewhere around that number.
You're looking like a Final Fantasy II protagonist.
Nice.
So good. Hey guys, what should I
Yeah, I
drink?
feel
Your
Water.
feelings.
Juicy juice.
Okay.
Alright, water, my
Octomore.
feelings, and juicy juice. It's not going to be any of those.
I
Mix
said
them together.
You said what, Nick?
Octomore.
I wish.
I know.
Oh man,
That goes
No.
great with juicy juice. I hear.
I haven't
No, it goes
seen
great with
Octomore
meat.
around here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I feel like two maybe, skilled gentlemen along with us wouldn't be any different than the four of us coming as far as the dragons proceed. As long as they're not, decked out in armor, holding spears that say "I want to kill dragons."
That'd be a cool thing to have inscribed on a spear.
I kind of want it. I'm gonna be honest with you now, Mr. Baylor, but
You can't. Actually,
we can deal with that later.
For what it's worth, I might be able to spread some communication via the wildlife to just get the general feeling that, like, hey, we're not here to kill any dragons, we're not a threat. We just want her dad back. That's all.
I'll see what the annual is.
Well, yeah.
Mostly the first
That
thing.
will come later.
But yeah, the second thing will. Yeah. That could be useful if we can get that message to them sooner.
I can send messages through the animals.
Okay.
Also, there's 24 dragons. Are they really going to be that threatened by just the four of us?
I assume they live in seclusion for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, true, but
they're
also
smart. Why
they're
would they take
dragons
any
and we're
risks?
people. I guess you have a point there. They're probably not the type to take risks unnecessarily.
Jeff, you're dragonborn.
Yes.
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Roll a relatives check.
Wow. Oh, hey, I got a natural 20.
Okay, cool.
One of the night.
24 dragons would definitely not be frightened of you or threatened by you. What they are is prideful. And the problem isn't, oh, they're here to hurt us. It's, this human's been talking to us, trying to, say that he means us no harm and we shouldn't eat him, and, oh, listen to what I have to say. And then here come these other chuckle fucks, probably in league with him. So he was lying to us. We don't like that.
Oh, yeah. But I guess thinking about it some more, I guess the danger would be if our presence undermines Gerald's argument somehow. Dragons do not like it when they think you're lying to them. They don't like that at all, regardless of what kind they are.
Most people don't. Dragons could just know more about it.
That is true, but dragon kind tends to be very, very prideful, and they will tend to react much more negatively to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Side eyes, Jeff.
What?
All this said,
Wow.
it might still be best if you go and join him. I simply wanted to offer both sides of the coin. The decision is, of course, yours.
I mean, look at Illiya too. While I say this, I don't think there's any hesitation that we're gonna go try and help and try and do something.
Hmm.
We're just gonna be cautious about it, I imagine.
I'm going to find him. No matter what.
Now I'm gonna look back at the Baylor. I don't think anything's stopping her, and in conjunction us, from at least going up to try and help.
Very well. Then tell us what we can do to help make your journey easier.
Can you cure my last level of exhaustion, like with a nice back massage or something?
Does lesser restoration cure a level of exhaustion?
No, it needs to be greater restoration.
Does, and I haven't had. Oh. That could help.
Feel free to peruse anything you like. If you're looking for a specific tome, one of the tending monks can help you.
Okay, thank you.
Give me just a sec here.
We probably should have at least one day's rest because I don't really have the material components to just. One, I need to perfect the spell. Two, I can't just be, using diamonds willy-nilly. Yay!
Also, like, one more day's of rest can cure the exhaustion anyway, so...
I will point out that per the spell crafting rules, you do not need to expend the money for the material components every time you cast it in research.
I still need to purge the flaw.
Oh, that's right. You completed it, but it's a flaw. That's right.
Yeah.
What was the flaw?
I don't even remember, dude.
I just got some bad feelings about it.
Did I have?
Yeah, it's just not great.
You grow a third eye when you cast it for 1d4 hours.
Did you write it down somewhere? And or do you remember? Like, I'm not asking you to go find it now. I'm saying, if you don't remember, if you wrote it down, we could just roll it again and use this.
I did not write it down.
Cool.
I have the doc open where I would
3.
have written it down.
Okay. It's overly complex.
Okay.
Which means that it requires a spell slot 1 level higher than its spell level. However, that doesn't change the spell slot level expended when you're trying to fix the flaw. So you can still fix it with a 5th level slot, but if you're trying to cast it normally, it's a 6th level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd like to take the day to purge that flaw, if that's cool.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we need one more day's of rest probably anyway, so that's cool.
Had you already worked on fixing this one?
I don't remember. It's been too long.
I think you had. I think you ended up getting a day to do it.
That's right, right.
So you'd
That sounds right.
And I'm pretty sure you'd succeeded on that check.
I think so, yeah.
So what do I need to do now?
Let's see. Fixing flaws. Where you be? Alright,
'Cause-
once a day you spend an hour and expend a spell slot of the spell's level to work on fixing it. Make a DC 15 plus the spell level check.
Gambate.
Do you want me to do that now then?
Sure.
Can I help out with this? I got nothing
You
to do tonight.
cannot. It is not an aidable check.
Can I stand on the side and say, you can do it, I believe in you?
You can
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
that
I'm gonna
would be
minor
good.
minor illusion pom poms.
Prestidigitation.
Oh god. What is 14 plus 9? 23?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yay.
that succeeds. That is
Hell
above a
yeah.
20. Alright,
Cool.
you mark down one flaw save success, which I believe makes it 2.
Okay.
And
And I need to get 3?
yep. If you
Okay.
would like, since it's an hour once per day, you could spend an hour tomorrow morning doing it.
So, I actually have natural recovery. So I could recover that spell slot and maybe try again, but I don't know if that's too, like,
So I will say it's
gamey.
part of the wording of fixing flaws that is once a day you can do it. However, it's homebrew rules, so I'm considering if that really matters. If it really improves balance in any way. And I think the answer might be no. Like it doesn't change anything as far as like balancing the spell goes. So yeah, you can do it again.
Okay.
Go for it.
And
Illiya,
that
can you
was
cast guidance?
one better, 24.
Oh, never
Nice.
mind.
She don't need it.
She's too strong.
All right. 3 flaw save successes. The spell has been purged from, or the flaw has been purged from the spell.
The spell has been purged from the records of history. It's gone.
Ah, shit, just like everything else.
You have to restart.
Cool.
Oh no.
I still need to purge the flaw with commune with nature, but that will be another day, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Cool. You now have full access to Greater Restoration.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, fucking finally.
it's renamed. Because the
Oh.
reason that spells are named after folks is because they've been created in living memory. At least that's the canon I've heard most often. So it's now called Kayana's Greater Restoration.
I don't like it.
Yay.
I'm not gonna put my name on it.
Okay.
Alternatively, you could call it Third Eye Be Gone.
Is there is
I
there
cast
another
Gust.
name you would like for it to have?
No, Greater Restoration is fine. It doesn't need to be more complicated.
Okay.
I got a question for you about spell creation.
Yeah.
Say I wanted to make a cantrip, is that doable?
Yes.
What
Shit, game
cantrip you
changer.
trying to learn?
I want to make one.
Yeah.
Like
these,
a new one?
These rules
Sorta,
are
yeah.
flexible enough to accommodate
okay.
that.
I basically just
gonna-
want to make.
No, go on.
I just wanted to make green flame blade, but do radiant damage instead of fire.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I might be able to help out, but I'd take that one.
So that is
Yeah.
actually
Roger.
in the strongholds and followers rules, I think. But either way, yeah, that will take a week to do, and you can. Yeah, that's no
Fuck
biggie.
yeah.
Cantrips are
Nice.
relatively easy.
It's flavor-wise, it fits in with Illiya very well, and I want it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Starburst is basically just chromatic orb, but
It's
Radiant
Less.
damage, yeah.
It's the remaining damage types from Chromatic Orb.
yeah. Well, chromatic orb doesn't do like psychic or force or any of that,
That's true.
but like
That's true.
That's
still,
the
it's
rest.
still, yeah,
I
that's
cast
the best.
Eldritch Blob. It's 3d8 force damage in an orb.
Yeah, but yeah, like
Oh.
it's some other damage types. It's just reskinned.
Yeah.
I gotta
Right.
look up those rules.
So, Greater Restoration has been fixed up as Kayana spends a couple of hours in the library.
There's actually, man, I guess there's not really more I can do for reincarnate by reading books. I think it has to be all practical knowledge now.
Yeah, you recall, actually, you were pretty much explicitly told that.
I should have done my thing when we were transitioning between environments, and I'm a dummy. Oh well, it's fine. We can do it on the way back.
I have one quick thing I'd like to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Warthog.
That's
Alrighty.
me.
Hey, bud. Got a question for you. I know there are holes in my memory. We've already talked about a lot of it, but I was going through my stuff just to make sure everything was where I remembered it, and then I hold up the Axe of Returning, and I'm just like, when the heck did I get this?
Yeah, okay. So
Do you know
we
what it
went-
does?
Yeah. So it's called the axe of, I don't know. You throw it and it comes back. The comeback axe. The
The
comeback.
comeback axe.
The comeback. No, let's not call it that.
Okay.
The Kim Kardashian
we'll-
axe.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Basically, you can throw it and you can have it again.
Oh, so it's like an axe of returning.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
It's great. It's like you
Hey,
have your
hey,
memory
Jeff.
back. Well done.
Roll a general intelligence check.
3.
You've got no fucking clue what the command word is.
Uh-oh.
Should I roll this too, or would I not know?
No, everyone else remembers it just fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
okay,
heard me
so now I have-
shouting it.
Hold on, now I have to just decide if I want to tell it.
Exactly.
Sure don't. Okay. Yeah. So basically, what you do is you throw it, and then you shout "Kumbaya," and it just comes back.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Alright,
No, absolutely.
I do need you to make a deception check again with advantage.
No, absolutely. That was a nat 20 on the first one.
Okay.
Kumbaya, my lord!
Alright. Jeff,
Okay.
you firmly believe that your axe's command word is Kumbaya.
Maybe
Yeah,
I think,
so,
you think
yeah,
the
and
most
then
of mind went outside, like, practice with it a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't want to ruin their landscape right around their house, so we'll wait till we
maybe
get a little
not.
bit out, and then we'll try and remember.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's. Oh, you also have some grenades, so be careful about those.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, wait, what? And I run back to my stuff. I discover I have bombs. I'm like, what the heck are these?
Well, you were worried about not having ranged abilities, so you got an axe that you can throw and summon back, again by saying Kumbaya. You forgot that's the magic word.
What did I get bombs?
And then bomb. We talked to a guy. We got him to make some bombs for us.
He blew
What?
himself up a
He
little
kind
bit.
of blew himself up.
Oh no!
But he made the bombs for us.
He didn't.
We got
He didn't
that.
explode. He just got
Yeah.
singed.
Oh yeah, no. He
Oh
just
my
kind of like
God.
lost. Yeah. No, he was a
Oh
cool
my
guy.
god.
I liked him actually.
He okay?
Yeah. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Okay. Alright.
I gave him some alcohol. He's good now.
Oh well, okay. I guess that works for some people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got like an axe you can throw, some grenades you can throw.
Do the grenades have a command word?
No, you throw them and then you snap and they explode.
Okay. Is the snapping key to the activation happening? Is that how the magic works? I assume they're magic.
Jeff, make a perception check.
This one's pretty good. Dirty 20.
Alright, they do definitely have fuses.
Are you sure it's snapping that activates when they have fuses?
I'm not really sure on that one. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
Okay.
really monitor how he made the grenades.
Alright.
Yeah, didn't you guys just show up a week later? Like,
But-
all right, where they at?
Yeah.
It was only a day.
Yeah, we
but
did
yes.
pretty much. Yeah.
day
We
later.
just kind of turned back up afterwards, and he made the grenades. Grenades
see.
seem like magic to me, if we're being honest. So. I don't know.
They do seem very mysterious, if you would.
So.
Okay, well, thank you for educating me on the purchases I made while I was indisposed.
absolutely, no problem.
And you said the command word for the axe was Kumbaya?
Kumbaya, yes.
Kumbaya. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep. No. No. Absolutely.
I'll make sure to remember this once I remember how to use the silly thing.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We'll have some time to figure that out before we get to anywhere important.
All right, cool, sweet, sounds good to me. Thank you. That was it.
Alrighty. So, y'all heading out to Dragonsummit Keep?
Well, I want to actually start the research stuff or whatever I need to do for
Okay,
Radiant Flame Blade.
cool. Go ahead and roll a spellcrafting check for me, which is a d20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in Arcana.
I am not.
Okay.
10.
Failure. The DC is 15 plus 0 because you're working on a cantrip.
Right.
So this will actually... I was a little hasty, but I just wanted to get the roll out of the way. That roll really takes place at the end of your week of research.
Oh, okay.
So we'll keep that number because you did roll it. I'll mark
Yeah.
it down.
Gonna put it in my other section.
Ooh, actually, you failed by 5 or more.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so you have 1 failure point. And
Damn it!
we roll on the research drawbacks table. Roll a d4 for me.
You grow a third eye.
Shut up. 1.
That might have actually been the best possible roll for you.
Yeah, it is actually.
Since this is the only week of research you need, you don't need any more materials to research your spell.
Stop
So-
fucking laughing, you two!
The fact that the spell
No,
misfires
we're not laughing at you.
and destroys a week's worth of materials doesn't matter because the research will have been done.
Right.
Oh, sick. Good work.
It's technically a spell I already know, kind
Yeah.
of.
It's still... I'm using the same rules for it still, though.
Yeah,
because
no,
it's-
I get it, yeah.
So...
Jeff is gonna
What?
kill this.
What do you need from me?
I do actually need you to mark off 100 gold worth of materials.
Okay.
Because that is the baseline for what you need to research the spell.
That's fair.
And you basically... Actually, I'll say that because you're in the monastery, you can have that. Because they have some things available to you that they're willing to sell you at a discount.
You cut off after monastery.
Oh, half price, 50 gold.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. They like you. You're also a Torm bro.
Yay!
I'm best.
You have a platinum membership.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
What?
Wait, this might...
Oh.
What's your highest level spell slot? I forgot about this bonus.
9.
4th. Shut up.
You still fail. Unfortunately. That actually gives you a +1 for each level you have that exceeds, so you get +4, but it only brings you to a 14 and you need a 15.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck. Well, then I didn't miss it by 5, though.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But that didn't matter for you anyway, so...
Damn it.
You already didn't suffer a penalty, so you still don't suffer any penalties.
Well, shit.
So just so you know, it still completes the spell.
It's just not great.
You might have a flaw. Basically,
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't have it in front of you. So on a quick high level, like you still finish the spell, but you when you finish it, so when a week has passed in game, I'll make you make another check. The same DC, but you will also take a penalty of 1 for the failure point you got.
Okay.
If that fails, then you have a spell flaw. If that does not fail, then despite your failed week, you still complete the spell perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the only way to actually slow yourself down, the only way to actually take more weeks is to roll a 3 on the research drawbacks table and get an extra week added to your research time.
Correct.
Yes.
I hate it. At least it's not a fruit.
Yeah.
No, cat. No. Why?
Cat. Cat.
The cat has abandoned you in your time of need.
That's fine. I'm used to that.
Got the.
Hey.
Stop!
Hey.
What? Yeah.
I have never done that to you, except for
You're not a cat.
unless you count that time that I dropped your friend on you, and if that was a time of need, then that might count. I don't know.
You did
I
drop
mean, did
somebody
he get-
on me and then move across the country, but you know what? It's fine.
Did his knee land on you? Because then he got need. It was his time of need.
Hey.
No, his time of need was after he was dropped.
Wait.
I was just
Come
about
back.
to do that too. Is
Illiya.
the thing.
You get 30 bonus experience.
Yeah. This is like the second time. Fuck yeah.
If you make good puns, I will give you bonus experience, but they have to
Oh,
be
fuck,
good
I need to-
puns.
I need to just
Oh,
get
that's
Lydia
why
in
I've
here.
never gotten bonus
No
experience.
puns are good puns.
They're
That's a
all
lie.
good. The only time it's bad is when they get punned at you.
The worse a pun, the better a pun.
Exactly.
I mean, yes.
The more people sigh at you,
Right,
the
and you
longer
all
the
went
sighs you receive.
when
the
she
better.
said it. So
I left the entire call. Yeah.
This is a good
I
discussion.
almost did the same, to be honest.
all right.
This is
So
a good discussion.
Solid.
I think we're gonna have to punt on it for a little while. No one. Okay.
all right. So moving right along, glossing over that.
Well, that died horribly.
It's
My
alright,
bad.
you tried.
Killed Christy.
You get 2 XP for trying.
Yay!
And I know
I
you
did
track
it.
that because the last time I asked for XP, you gave me the 2 at the end of it. So
Yeah, you bet. Every point is valuable.
you're not wrong. All right. Where are we? Yes. So, Illiya, as you begin your research on reshaping green flame as radiant damage,
Listen, it was cool to hit things with radiant damage in the temple.
absolutely,
I want to do that all the time.
yeah.
I can tell you, it's pretty great.
It's always cool to hit things with radiant damage. Hashtag Paladin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm weak. Do you guys listen to my brother and me at all?
I have not, unfortunately. I've listened to a good amount of the Adventure Zone, but
There's a bit that they're doing when they're talking about Gatorade, and the one of them is like, 'cause sometimes the Gatorade is too much, so I wish they'd make like watered down Gatorade, like Gatorade weak. And so now when I refer to something as like the light version of something, I'm like, I'm a cleric, paladin, weak.
Wait.
nice.
Okay.
Me,
Also, they
like me, weak.
Weak.
no, that's me. They make tins of Gatorade powder, so you can make Gatorade weak.
Yeah, no, they started discussing that part, but I still
Okay, good.
just like the Gatorade weak
Weak.
It's
Okay.
pretty good.
poets.
Making
and
sure they
soft
knew
people.
about that. It's fine.
All right. So, the next morning, y'all are starting to set out on your way to the Dragonsummit Keep. So I would like to get. So it's 2 days of travel. I'd like to real quick just get perception and survival checks from 2 of you.
I'll get do survival.
No.
We have it down.
Yep.
15.
24.
15 and 24. All right. The first day goes by rather uneventfully as you traverse through the beautiful mountain countryside. Mountain countryside. I think that's just a complete
works.
oxymoron, actually.
No, it works.
The mountain landscape, the mountain vista. But yeah, so mountains pass you by, and you find yourselves delving in and out of coniferous forests and making good progress on your first day. Can I get the second day the same?
Hold up a sec.
Off the table.
When we
Even
stop for
better.
like lunch or something on the first day, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take out my axe of returning and attempt to throw it while shouting "Kumbaya."
Okay. It doesn't do shit.
I'm gonna Jeff. No, Jeff. You have to. All right, go pick it up, Jeff.
All
You
right,
have
I'll go
to.
retrieve it.
After it lands, you yell "Kumbaya" and it returns to your hand.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I check it again. I wait until it hits the ground, and then I
Yep.
shout "Kumbaya" with my arm
Hmm.
outstretched, waiting for it.
Can I
You
discreetly?
wait. Oh,
Can I discreetly say yeet?
what was your check?
I actually got a natural 20.
Jeff, what's your passive perception? Not 20.
Not good
All
enough.
right.
We can pull stuff over on Jeff again.
Would it go to your hand though?
What?
Would it go to your hand though?
I'd
Is
probably
he
still try to
attuned
catch
to
it.
it?
Yes,
If
but I
he's
feel like
attuned to
attunement means that only you, like
I
only
feel
he
like-
could say
Yeah,
it.
he would have to. Yeah. Oh.
I
I
don't
don't know how that
know.
would work.
That's up to
Are you-
you, DM.
Yeah, let me think about it for a sec.
Can you throw your voice?
Not well enough to fool a magic item. I think it would not work.
Okay.
Sorry.
Warthog, it's not
Would it
doing
work with the
anything.
Kengus then?
I'm gonna go back and pick it up, and I'm just gonna start scratching
Yeah.
my head and be like, "Why do you think it's not working?"
Well, all
Maybe you
right.
have to
Let's
reach into
try.
it.
So, two things. First of all, none of the rest of you know that Warthog is fooling Jeff with this. He didn't mention it to you. Do you
Yeah,
pick up
sure
on the
didn't.
game and play along, or do you pick up on the game and be like,
Oh,
let's tell
fucking
Jeff
of
what his
course.
fancy
I
weapon
feel like
is?
they would play along.
I'm asking just
We
to
had
be
to
sure.
suffer through a month of third eye bullshit. Of course we're playing along.
I am
Alright.
quote unquote not getting involved, therefore allowing it to happen.
Okay. And
Um.
two, I missed something.
Oh.
The morning that you all leave the monastery, Jeff, you notice that the axe that you were told to have retrieved is not like in your possession.
Huh?
And as you all are going to leave, Elabalar meets you at the doors of the monastery,
Cool.
and he is holding the axe, and he looks at
Yeah.
Illiya and he says,
Cool.
"We had Jeff retrieve this as part of the ruse to get rid of his curse, but in truth, I think it should go with the group of you. Illiya, we would be honored if you would take this axe. It is named Aequitor, and I hope it serves you well. It has the ability to make your spell casting a little bit easier, not to consume some of your innate magic when you call upon it."
You would be honored. I would be honored. Praesidor?
Aequitor. Oh, sorry.
like
You're asking about
equator,
his title,
but
Presidior.
Yeah, fuck. I
All
can't
good.
pronounce things
You were-
right. I failed
you were close
English.
enough. It's Latin.
I never
Failed
took
that
Latin.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I don't know if you know this, but I was an arts kid, alright? I'm not exactly smart.
Fair enough.
I failed English. Why do you think I passed Latin?
So Latin has way fewer exceptions to rules than English. It's quite rote. At least until you get to the
I
first
didn't side with Kaisar's Legion in Fallout New Vegas.
How does
Illiya,
someone who's never studied Latin and failed English knows this?
so
Video games.
Christine, it's the title for the high priest is Presidior.
Okay, what do I do with this information?
Sorry, why did I say Christine? I meant Harley.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go
I mean,
get a refill. I'm still
Also
listening.
Christine, but you don't need to know this information for any practical reasons.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Matt.
You're like the biggest picture on my screen, so I think that's probably why I was just like, this is who
Yeah.
I'm talking to.
Fair.
But Illiya, the axe named Aequitor, has the
Clear.
following properties. Same root, yes. It is a +1 battle axe. It does require attunement. If you can cast any cleric spells, which you can, then you can cast the following spells just using the axe's charges. If you didn't, there'd be a saving throw, etc., etc. But because you can cast cleric spells, the axe has 3 charges, and at dawn it refreshes 1d3 charges. You can spend one charge to cast Protection from Energy, 2 charges to cast Death Ward, and 3 charges to cast Scrying.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Active scrying. Pretty good.
Hell yeah.
What? Thank you.
So it's a limited spell focus. That means that even though you only took 1 level in Cleric, you have some higher level Cleric spells you can use.
It's great. Thank you very much.
But they
That's
don't
a
know you
really
only
good
took
axe.
1 level in Cleric, so they're like, here you go.
Ooh.
Wait, she
Well-
only took 1 level in cleric?
What? I thought you were an 8th level cleric. I thought you were 9th level cleric. What's
I thought you were
I
10th level cleric.
am.
Oh, okay, cool. Carry on
good.
then.
All right.
Sweats nervously.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
Uh,
do the other players not know that? Did I just... Or are they... I'm sorry.
No,
They're
we know
in
that. We know
on
that.
it.
Okay, okay.
Listen,
We know
just
it out
making
of
sure.
care.
Just making sure.
players know.
Yeah.
None of the characters know, including Illiya.
Right,
Yeah.
certainly. Just
She,
like...
she thinks she was chosen by Torm.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just them
That's why
asking
that
about
whole
it
fucking like
in
Jeff
levels
being the chosen
made
one
me think
shit.
that OOC they didn't get it, but I was like,
No.
okay, cool.
That's why the whole Jeff being the
I
chosen
wasn't
one
the
thing.
chosen one. Was I not the chosen one?
No, Jeff.
I don't remember any of that. I don't
No.
say that.
Buddy.
I wouldn't remember any of that.
Nope.
If I'm keeping the axe, then I'll give the shield to Jeff.
Oh,
It does
thank
have
you.
the eye and all.
He'll always have a memento of his
ironic.
3rd eye.
He'll always have the.
A fond souvenir of fun times gone by. All right, I'll take the shield. The Sentinel shield,
Yep.
is that a standard item?
Yes, it is. It gives you
Cool.
advantage on perception checks and initiative rolls.
Nice. I like this thing.
Alright, you're back to having advantage on perceptive.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh,
Sick.
well, that's... Yeah, not only is it also an eye, but it also gives you, like, the same ability. It doesn't have
I
eye
hate
bite,
it.
though.
Well,
Aw.
that's good. That's
That's
good.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's it's Jeff Eyeball. Weak. I'm assuming the axe isn't a standard.
It's a +1 battle axe.
It's,
with
it's gonna be
spells on
custom
it.
match
Oh, sorry, it's not
item.
a standard weapon. Yeah, that's correct. It is not. I
Okay.
can make it in D&D Beyond if you message me tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll give it to Illiya in there. Okay, so back on the road.
On the
You
road
make your
again.
2-day traversing to the Dragonsummit Keep unassailed. As you come closer to this, it almost sneaks up on you because you're walking through the mountains and you are very used to this rocky, craggy mountainscape that you've been kind of traveling through. And it's almost like it's right in front of your face by the time you really realize what is rising up out of the stones in front of you, because it looks for all the world like it is a natural part of the mountain range. But as you near it, you can see kind of hints and elements of the mountainside that is more clearly wrought. It's moved. It's not naturally occurring. And you look upward and around and you see just jutting straight upward from the mountainside this immense keep. It is the same rock It is literally as though the dragons moved the stone from the mountain into place, just wholesale, shifting entire mountains to make this fortress. Built from the mountains itself, or from the mountains themselves, it juts maybe 250, 300 feet into the air,
That's a big.
towering over you and casting, like, it's probably about midday or so when you reach the keep, casting this just enormous shadow on the surrounding area. The stone is mostly plain, but as you scan this impossibly large wall before you, you can see sort of what you might in a normal castle call, I don't know, holes, because they look like they are a story tall at least, but to dragons they're just windows. You can kind of see these windows, and around them are carved these like very intricate gargoyles that look like they were, given what you know about dragons and the large size of their claws, probably carved magically, as the claws themselves would not be small enough to make these details. But the keep is impressive, to say the least. As you're approaching it, the mountain pass you are on grows narrower and narrower until it is almost a bridge. It seems to be a very concentrated walkway that kind of begins to jut out from a mountain with the cliffs on either side dipping down far, far below it, so that you're walking over a chasm. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Okay.
It's not as good as I wanted.
25.
16.
19.
It's 50.
Okay. 16, 19, 15, and 26?
20,
25?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jeff and whoever got the 19, which I think was Illiya.
Yes.
As you are walking out over this bridge, a section of it kind of leads over a chasm filled far below with lava. One of the
Uh-oh.
mountains nearby must be a volcano, you would deduce from this pool of molten rock running beneath your feet. It's several stories down, but you can still feel the warmth of it kind of washing over you, and the ice and snow in the area has melted away. Illiya and Jeff, as you're walking over this chasm, you see movement on a couple of the nearby cliffs. Can I get everybody in roll 20, please?
Oh, dear.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
What if I say no?
What the
That's a
fuck?
lot of guys.
That's a lot of friends.
Wait,
Oh, I'm sorry.
friends or
16 health.
foes?
Hang on.
Cobalt pit.
My page is refreshing.
Cobalt pit. Cobalt pit. Cobalt pit.
I cast
Pit. 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 Pit.
Firebolt 37 times.
Tell you what, while this is loading, I'm gonna use the restroom real fast. I'll be back.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
That's probably a good idea for a bio break. That's a lot of people. Oh god.
Sounds good.
It's a lot of lads.
You see 30 kobolds. Actually, so you don't, but I'll tell you why when we get back from our break.
Fair.
It'd be good if folks could hear us. So we're back,
Mm,
and
I'm glad they didn't hear any of that. I'm doing
we're
good.
back to see everyone die. And
Hell yeah.
so, as you begin kind of walking out onto this section of bridge over this chasm of lava, you see movement flitting about from behind what look like small holes carved into the rock faces. There are 3 tiers of cliff surrounding you, and you see small kobold bodies running between murder holes on each tier. And they all have 3/4 or full cover. So it is very hard to see and or hit them, as they're literally just in tunnels that have been dug inside of the mountain, looking out onto this chasm, deliberately in order to make it very easy to kill anybody trying to cross the bridge without them being in harm's way.
So resourceful. What smart little boys.
What good lads.
What good lads.
With a 25, Jeff, you
Yeah.
see a couple you imagine they're all holding crossbows, but you see a few crossbows in the hands of kobolds that are running across these murder holes. So, party, as you have only
Yeah.
moments to decide what to do, what would you like to do?
Turns to Jeff.
I'm
None of your
Crap.
forte.
I'm gonna raise my hands up in like a peaceful gesture, no weapons, holding no weapons, and just like shout in draconic. Stop! We come in peace. We're not here to hurt anybody.
I'll follow Jeff's lead.
Make a
just
persuasion
Yeah,
check.
I have no idea what's going on. I just raised my hands.
All right.
Persuasion.
With advantage, since everyone else is dropping their weapons and putting
Okay.
their arms up.
17.
17. Okay. Give me just a sec.
I just have a steak.
All right.
I mean, I have a stick too.
In fact,
Mine's just a lot pointier.
this stick. I have this stick, but it's on my belt.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Good stick.
Steak.
Jeff, as you step forward maybe like 5 feet onto the bridge so that
Yeah.
the kobolds can all see you, and you make this gesture, you see them stop running. A couple of them are poised at murder holes and kind of looking up at you. 1 or 2 of them have crossbows trained on you, but they're not pulling the trigger. And you're not entirely sure if your words have had effect. There's just this moment of bated breath. And then the chasm beneath you, the lava, begins to shake. And the ground beneath you begins to stir and quake. And the lava roils as this immense head pokes up from beneath the lava's surface. It looks
Not a
up
fan of that.
towards you as you kind of peer down over the edge of the bridge. And it says...
Wandos.
Wando.
Alright, listen here, y'all.
Typo in the group chat.
There.
Alert!
Are you happy?
Typo in the group chat.
I type on Dvorak, okay? All the vowels are together.
They're murder holes because it's an actual... Well, it's not like an actual thing. I think there's only like 2 historical references to them being called that. But...
Look, it's so funny. It's
That's fair.
so
That's
funny
fair.
term.
For sure. And deliberately used. Alright. But this immense head, which seems to be like made of molten charcoal with lines of like lava breaking up the black surfaces of its face, rises up from the pool of lava, looks at you, Jeff, and says, "If you come in peace, make an offering. Drop something into the pool. Something valuable to you.
Pushes
And I
to Jeff.
will consider letting you pass."
What do I have? Oh.
The dragons who make their home here prize my guardianship. I cannot let
Is-
you through unless you prove yourselves trustworthy. What does this mean to you?
I'm going to speak to him in Draconic. Is there anything in particular that the dragons would consider valuable, or is it something specifically just valuable to me?
To you.
I'm going to take out the. I'm gonna take out my old shield and drop it into the lava, and I will explain to the dragon that this shield is valuable to me because it was a gift from my father before I set out this whole journey, and he used the entirety of his savings to get me kitted out, the starting equipment, and that was the last piece of it from the original set. I have no more of the set now.
You watch as you drop the shield over the edge, and it falls and falls for what seems like quite a long time. Hours, even, though in truth it's only moments. Jeff, as you watch this last memento of your parents' love and the confidence they had for you setting out fall into this pit of lava, catch fire, and disappear beneath the surface. The face remains unmoved, but also unmoving. Does not make any motion to stop or daunt you.
I will say in Draconic, as I have said, we mean no harm. We have come only to talk. Will you allow us to pass, please?
The face remains impassive.
Jeff, what's going on?
Like, he doesn't seem to be stopping you or reacting in any way.
If I take another step forward, does anything happen?
Nope.
I'm gonna turn back. I'm gonna turn back to the group and say, in Coven, I think he's not stopping us. I think we're allowed to pass.
As he says that, a huge lava tail just... No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
He's faking us out!
Hey guys, I think
We're
it's fine.
allowed to-
Blam!
Yeah,
I'm just gonna toe forward.
yeah. I'm just gonna tell the group I think it's fine. Let's go ahead and go.
So all the angry people were fine?
The kobolds move back away from their murder holes.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Waves to them.
As you all
Yeah,
get about
thank-
halfway across the bridge or so, this immense lava residing figure. It is actually not draconic in nature, at least based on the shape of the head and such.
Bless Clank.
It
He's so large.
just settles back down below the surface. Yeah, Clanky, when getting through that little narrow passageway, he's got to kind of like sidle up against the wall and like shift along. If there had been a combat there, his movement would have been halved.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, I think if there were a combat here, we would have died.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
probably.
You would have. I mean, so breaking the fourth wall a bit, the plan would have just been for you to fucking run through, like, just go.
Or
Yeah.
just run away.
I mean, just
well.
walk into the hallway and then we stand there with
When
guns
has that ever
drawn,
worked
waiting
for
to come
me?
in.
Right, like if y'all just stood on the fucking bridge, then you probably would have died, because there were 30 crossbow bolts coming at you every round, and almost impossible to hit them. So
Yeah.
it would have just been a kill box.
Yeah. So we're walking past.
Yeah. I'm just gonna motion for the party to follow me, and I'm gonna start heading across the bridge.
All right. You
I'm gonna
make it
shout
across
thank you down to the
unassailed.
lava.
Thanks, the bus driver.
Yeah, exactly.
A little
listen.
bubble of lava comes up and it pops in the shape of a heart.
Oh, cute.
What?
Well, I guess we're gonna
This
carry on.
opening doesn't look big enough for Mr. Clanky.
I'm absolutely going to be pointing one hand at Jeff.
Are you okay,
Assuming
Warthog?
Jeff is leading the way, and one
Yeah.
hand at Illiya. And Illiya and Christine, like in between them while we're walking
Oh,
past.
what?
In case I need
I'm
to,
not
like,
here. Guyana's
push them.
here.
Whatever.
I like that it was Illiya and Christine.
I started to go for a "k," and you know
Yep.
what?
I get it. I get it.
Just in case I need to push any of them out of the way as we're
Sure.
walking past.
Nothing happens.
Yay.
You don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Cool.
Right.
Are you all right? Are you all right? You all right, Warthog?
Yeah, no, we're fine. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. Just you back there and you over there. You guys are my friends. Just don't worry about it.
Don't worry, Warthog. If you do fall, I will plan.
Oh,
Yes, I'll
Good.
toss my axe to you, and you can catch it, and then I will say "Kumbaya," and it'll come back to me on the bridge.
good. Yeah, no, that's great.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Do you want me to carry you across?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're good. No, we're good. We're good. Carry on.
Do you want to hold my hand across?
No, I'm just knocking over the edge and we're fine.
Do you want to hold my hand across?
We're okay. We're almost there, right? Yeah, we're there. I can't see over my own little icon, but that's okay.
Do you want to hold my hand as we go across?
All right. We can jump out of roll 20.
Okay. All right.
Warthog's just like, nah, no homo, dude.
He said, "Hey, that's gay."
Okay.
The other two maybe in the proper context, but dude, nah, that's
No.
Yeah,
As you
come on.
cross the remainder of this bridge and make your way through one final narrow chasm, the rock hallway you were traversing opens outward into a bridge much wider and grander than the one you had just crossed. And this leads directly up to what looks to be the main gate for Dragonsummit Keep. It looks rarely used, and certainly not large enough for a dragon. You surmise they must come in some other way. But looking upon it, it is nonetheless imposing. 20 feet tall it stands, made of solid stone. Noticeable only because of the slight crack between the two slabs that make up both halves of the door. There is no visible mechanism for opening it, and only one small portal through which you can see a figure standing just beyond, but the face is shadowed and in darkness, and you cannot make out the details. As you cross this grand bridge with its high handrails reaching nearly up to the height of your heads, and decorated with each kind of crenellation has a sculpture of a dragon head upon it, each of them in different visages, some of them gleeful, some of them angry, others yet curious or confounded. As you approach the door, you hear a voice call out, "What is your business here?"
What language? Is it common?
Common.
Okay.
But the voice is clearly draconic.
looks
Um,
nervously at Jeff.
I'll call back to them in Draconic. We come in peace. We wish to talk to you. We have come of our own free will.
Dragonkin. You, at least, may be welcomed here. What of your companions? What is your aim? Who come
Racist.
you to speak with?
Right?
We have come to speak with all of you, if you would listen to us.
That is not for me to decide. What is the topic which you wish to discuss?
We wish to discuss what is happening in the world.
It is in your best interest to speak plainly. The masters of this place do not mince words.
Yes, you are correct. We've come to talk to you about the war that's going on outside, and the part that you might need to play in it.
You are not the first. Another has come recently to discuss much the same. What have you to offer that he does not?
Perhaps some perspective on some things, events in the world that he might not have been aware of. Sorry, hang on, I'm being distracted a little bit by group chat. What's wrong with her, man?
Oh, hold on one sec. Don't get distracted. It's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
Okay. That is 16.
Wait here. I shall ask after your intentions.
Hold on. Let me get my manager.
Rings the 3 bell.
You see the figure disappear for a moment, and you hear some brief muttering from behind from further back. You cannot make out the words, but the same creature seems to be talking, but not to you. A few moments later, the figure reappears at the portal and says, "They are interested. They will let you speak, but," and this is their words, not mine, "they do so only because it seems entertaining, and it may result in dinner and a show."
Oh,
I'm real gamey.
well, that's cool.
I,
I can do the
came
show
from a
part.
monetary. I'm grass fed.
Wait.
They like to eat organic.
Shit.
Oh no.
Oh boy, do I have the
But-
store for you guys to shop at. Whoa!
But the gate nonetheless begins to just, you hear this loud, heavy chunk, followed by the scraping of stone on stone as the immense doors swing wide.
Well, shall we then? I don't know.
What's the worst that could happen?
They eat
We
us.
die.
That's the worst?
Wait, worse? Oh, never mind.
Well, I guess.
No,
I guess-
it's Jeff. It's gonna be fine.
All right. Well, I'll lead the way, I guess, because I presume
Yeah.
they'd be even angrier if we wasted their time
You've got the in.
unnecessarily.
You've got the in, man. I believe in you, Jeff.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
what did you say?
Oh, I just arrived speaking in draconic, which no one else understands.
Yeah.
Like, we trust
For
you and all, but
the-
like, what is going on?
For the sake of brevity, let's just say that Jeff relays what he said in Draconic to you all in common,
Yeah, that's fair.
since
And
the
also
players
that-
still heard it.
Yes. Was the dinner and a show comment in draconic or common?
Draconic.
Okay, I will relay that part to them as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh,
You can
lovely.
cook.
That's
Oh.
We're idiots. It's
a real
perfect.
confidence booster.
All right. As you all enter the immense halls of Dragonsummit Keep, the size of it really does impress. It's just huge. I mean, you've been in buildings built by, older races that had better technology, like the Elverite Council, and you could see the grandeur of those halls and their spanning tall ceilings at like 20, 25 feet. This is like 80 feet tall. And as you're walking through the hallways and looking off into various chambers, just the pure enormity of the place is enough to kind of humble you. And every footstep you take just echoes off of the walls thousands and thousands of times, to the point that like all of you walking in unison is almost like a symphony playing back at you off of these walls.
Oh, I hate it.
As you go forward, you find yourselves kind of just naturally directed towards this looks to be a receiving chamber, just as large as the others, but maybe a little bit more welcoming. There's firelight burning in several braziers along the walls, and at the far end of the room, which stretches maybe 50 or 60 feet. Sorry, not 50 or 60. It'd be like double that, 100 to 120 feet.
Distance is hard.
Well, I was like, normal size room, and then I was like, wait, no, normal size room for dragons.
Dragons.
Um,
Just add yards instead of feet. It's
right,
fine.
yeah. There are 5 dragonborn standing in somewhat of a ceremonial arrangement. 2 of them at the rear, 2 on the flanks, and 1 sort of in front, prepared to receive you. They are gold, silver, copper, brass, and bronze.
Hey Jeff, you fit right
Oh.
in.
Nice.
Your people.
They address you in common and say, the golden one speaks for the group. He says in a booming voice, "Welcome. We are the Conclave of Five Metals. We are the group that receives those who wish to speak with the masters of this place. They are quite busy, and as you might assume, their time very valuable.
Indeed. You would
Of
assume nothing less.
We will field any questions you have and speak in a limited capacity for those masters. The great dragons will hear you if we decide that your case is important enough for their ears."
May I ask, just before I get into what we would like to talk to the great masters about, may I ask just you 5 a question?
They kind of look between one another and say, "It is unorthodox to address us directly, but certainly."
If you would be willing to entertain this question, I believe it was mentioned that there was one who came before us. Is that person still here?
The gold dragon's eyes narrow slightly. "Why? What concern have you with him?"
He's my father. I've been looking for him.
"Father. Well, he is still here, though not within the bounds of the keep. He's on
See.
a pilgrimage. Those who are selected to speak with the great masters, if their interests are important enough, and they wish for all dragonkind to pay heed to their words, and our masters deem it worthy that such a thing should occur, they must climb the very tallest peaks of this range and address all dragons as one. He has been making this pilgrimage. The dragons are gathering.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it.
He nods.
Now then, as to, I suppose, why we too would like to make this pilgrimage to speak with the dragons, our case is much the same as the one who's come before us, but we believe that we may have some extra information, share perspectives, very up close and personal perspective, shall we say, with the war that's happening in the world, what kinds of forces are at play, and we do have some proof to back up our knowledge. As I hold up Atarax,
He kind of looks at you with this piercing gaze, as though trying to discern the truth of what you say. Finding
Also
no... What was that, Illiya?
I was gonna say also points to Squidward.
Yeah.
yeah,
He looks between the two
Holding up my
relics
arm
that
again.
you hold out for him. And he kind of, seeing nothing that strikes him as a lie or as a mistruth, he says, "You will tell me what you have to say. And if I believe that your case would lend power to his, I will see to it that you too ascend the mountain steps."
Oh, okay.
um, there are powers at work in this world that threaten to consume it.
Be
To our
specific. The
Calm the floor.
masters do not like
right. Apologies.
beating around the bush.
We have reason to believe that Thor is making his return in the process of doing so.
And Dane is at fault for reawakening.
We're trying to
We
stop
are
them.
here to fight Dane.
How is
Gather
Dane
the relics.
involved?
The King of Dane is using beings of shadow called Wraithhearts in their army to attack en masse
Hmm.
across the
Wraiths
entire
have not been
continent.
seen since before the scouring. If
They
have
were seen
returned,
very close to here. You are
They-
not safe. They have been seen very close to this
Maybe-
location.
Maybe what 2 or 3 days off.
we
Yeah.
here are plenty safe, but it is true that the world at large may face peril.
You may think that you are safe here. And I don't want to make any presumptions, but this world is as much a world for dragons as it is a world for people. If
The shadows are also evolving rapidly.
if the world is consumed and the people cannot stop what is happening in the world, that also threatens the dragons. It is for their own safety as much as ours.
Dragons have weathered more than humans ever could. There are beings in this world from before the scouring. Most of them are dragons.
Do they retain their memories?
More so than you. And
Then good. Then they
he-
know the threat that's coming.
he doesn't seem to say you in the general, Kayana. He looks directly at you and says you.
Oh, what a rank bitch.
For real, God.
Ooh.
Whew.
I still say what I say.
Absolutely.
Then good.
I'm just
they
letting
know
you
what's
know
coming.
that he seems to know something about you. This is true.
They know exactly what kind of threat this world is facing. Not for the first time.
Precisely. And what have you to offer? that the one who came before does not.
Maybe we can defeat it rather than sealing it only to wait for it to return again.
We want to put a permanent stop to this.
You misunderstand me. Your father is already talking to them about this. He knows of the war. He may not know the immediacy of the Wraithhearts, but that is unconvincing as to be more dire than what is already at hand.
We know what it takes to stop him, in general sense, as spoken from the gods of this world. We have 1/5 of what it takes to stop him effectively. If nothing else, we have more information to add to the conversation that is already occurring.
This 1/5.
Yeah.
He looks meaningfully at Atarax and your bracelet. Is that it?
Yes. We're looking to get more. That's where y'all come in.
The Danish king is also looking to claim these artifacts.
He looks over his shoulder.
We're
Not at any of
racing
his
against time.
compatriots, but at the wall in the rear of the room. You seek the annulus.
Yes.
Sure
Of
do, buddy.
course. We're trying to race against the Danish king so that he doesn't get more, and we have leverage over him.
He already has at least one.
What leverage?
The more we have, the less he has.
Oh, sorry, that was me. I thought you were saying that you had some leverage over him, and I was like,
No, we are trying to gain leverage.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I misunderstood. That's fine. Very well. I shall grant your request for an audience. You must be quick, though. The dragons will not stay congregated for long. The chromatics and metallics do not like being in the same place together. You must catch up with... what was his name? Gerald.
Of Rivia.
Shut the fuck up. But yes, toss some
Gerald
coins.
of Garrickbach.
Yeah, that one.
If the dragons are... well, fuck, what's the word I'm looking for?
Amicable.
No, it's blank to your plight.
Sleepy.
Amenicable?
Privy.
Chill.
Sympathetic.
Yeah.
Chill.
If the dragons are sympathetic to your plight, then we will send you on your way with the annulus. If they are not, well, you'll be sent on your way long before that.
Lit.
A word of advice. The brass one steps forward from his place on the flank, and you can see he has like mage's robes on him, and there's sort of an aura of magic about him. You can actually tell as he gets closer he has cast stone skin on himself in preparation for a fight, were there to be one. But he approaches you and says, just so you're aware, the dragons will... how do I put this? They will attempt to trick you. They will want you to contradict yourselves. They know, eventually, they will have to go to war. But war for them means the demise of their kind. There is no victory in this for them. Even if the world lives, they die.
Just like humanity. It's no different from them than from us.
Humanity has a chance. If you defeat Hronglathor, you may survive. They will not.
Why not?
Why not?
They are tied to something in this world. Something that even they do not fully understand. The war with Hronglathor will break this world, one way or another, and they will perish. They know, regardless of their action, that this will lead to their doom. They also know, at least the ones like us, and he gestures to the 5 chromatic dragonborn you see around you, there is only one right choice. Your challenge is not to convince them of the facts. They know the facts. Your challenge is to convince them that it's what they want.
Understood.
Good at convincing people stuff.
That's the best
I
I can
recently
give you.
convinced him he owed me 10 gold.
What?
What?
Well, never
What?
mind. Never mind.
Dragonborn kind of smiles wryly.
More talk. You're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me in front of my
For
cousin.
my friends. Anyway, yeah, no, I think we can. I mean, as good as anybody, we can try.
Certainly give it our best shot.
Hey, at the very least, she gets to see her dad again, and that's worth it. If anything.
Is it worth it if it's the last thing you see?
For me, yes.
Looks
Yeah, that's her decision, not
All
mine.
right.
He was asking her.
Great.
Yes, it is.
I hope that it isn't. He kind of pulls you actually the dragonborn all kind of like the 5 of them kind of gather around you. And the silver one steps forward and kind of to you, Jeff, nods and says, "You have spoken plainly. Allow me to do the same. We are not dragons. We are bound to the service of our great masters here." And he kind of hushes his voice a little bit, "But between us and you,
Mm-hmm.
we worry for the outside world. We see the signs. We see the darkness on the horizon. We know our masters see it too. We wish for you to prevail."
I understand. We shall do what we can.
We wish for us to prevail too.
So that fell off my head.
Just so you audio listeners know, that was a dab so hard it threw a heads off.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Ah, man.
Yeah. So
In that case,
yeah.
allow us to lead you to the foot of the stairs. They beckon for you to follow, and they walk back towards the wall, and all 5 of them in unison pull their heads back, take in a deep breath, and just let loose their breath weapons upon the wall in the back of the room, which the 5 types of breath weapons all at once begin to make the wall glow and fade as it reveals a chamber behind. Within that chamber is the annulus, and also an opening to the outside world.
Ah,
Oh, that was easy.
A
Cool.
broad cliff face kind of stretches outward into a howling snowstorm, as it is still winter up here in the Ovengart Range.
Yeah, I was about to
Nice.
say, like, why were the insects chirping? Like, it's winter, dude.
You
So
know, the snow insects.
again, there is
Earlier.
as I mentioned, like the same reason that the rosemary was growing, there is magic around that area that kind of makes it a little bit more habitable.
Okay, cool. Magic's good. That's an acceptable answer. I can take that. That's cool.
It's not always the acceptable answer.
Look,
I
magic
mean-
just hand waves everything in school.
Yeah,
Don't worry
it's
about
magic. It kind of does mean
It's
it's
literally
always an
gonna put
acceptable
Jeff
answer.
out of a job.
suck it, Jeff.
it. I just good berry in your face. Come at me, bro.
Oh my god.
What you gonna do?
Nothing. You're my teammate.
All right.
Cool.
And it was a helpful spell, so like I don't know. Anyway, so they lead you out onto the cliff face, and the path is narrow enough that really only one of you can walk abreast, but they take the lead and kind of walk along the narrow ledge, leading you to this kind of sloping path that ascends upward onto a second level that sort of plateaus out. And as you emerge onto this second level, you can see sort of the rear of the Dragonsummit Keep stretching out before you, kind of over your shoulders to the back. And before you spreads a plateau of just broad, far-reaching snowdrifts. The sun gleams off of the peaks of little mounds of snow, and you look up and see several more kind of ridges rising out from this plateau, maybe a few hundred feet further into the air, beyond the clouds. And leading a little bit further onto this plateau, the Dragonborn take you to the foot of what looks like a very rudimentary staircase. Looking at its progression kind of up the mountainside, it ascends at a slow grade, probably about 100 or so feet before it kind of veers off around the backside of one of these mountain peaks and disappears from sight. This is the Great Stair. Sorry, this is the Great Stair, says the gold dragonborn.
Huh?
This is the beginning of your ascent. It will take you some time. I suggest you stop every now and then, acclimate yourselves to the air before continuing, or you will find yourselves getting lightheaded.
Yeah,
Understood.
I would hate that.
Wait, before we begin, what do you know about me that I don't?
I don't know if I know anything about you that you don't know. What I know about you is that you're from elsewhere, another place, not from this world. And I can
More than anybody else here knows.
see your memories are failing you. You can catch bits and pieces, but the whole of it evades you. That's no small part of why you're here.
Yes, but how? How do you know that?
As servants of the Great Masters, we are granted with certain powers. Those powers include a keen insight, magical in nature, but beyond that, difficult to explain. Dragons are creatures of a pure primordial magic. They do not draw their power from gods, nor from patrons or other sources. Their magic is therefore a little bit more mysterious. So I'm sorry to say, but I can't tell you precisely how I know. When I look in your eyes, I see some things laid bare. The same is true of your friends.
All right.
If it helps, I also see a determination. And I think that determination will mean that you find your way back.
I sure hope so, anyway. All right. I guess I didn't get anything out of that. Let's go, you guys.
Sorry? Eh,
You don't have the answers I want. That's not your fault.
well, you didn't ask a very direct question. Do you have a specific question?
I like how they're just totally at a loss for this child that just like clapped back at them.
You don't have the answers I seek. That's it. Thought you might, based on what you said, but you don't. That's how the cookie crumbles. It's all good. Not your fault. Let's go.
Pulls out a flask. Okay.
I'm just,
Kiana, that's my flask. How many times do we have to go over this?
We
Stealing's
haven't
not
had to go over
cool.
this any time before.
No.
That's,
Good,
yep.
good luck. The brass dragonborn pipes in.
Thanks.
Dragon friend, I don't know your name. What was your name?
Ah. Which one are you asking? The gold?
Whoever
the,
spoke last.
the brass
All of
one?
them.
Yes, the brass.
We need
yeah.
to know all of these dragon rangers' names.
Oh my gosh. Fine.
Just the brass
Dragon
one.
Hold up.
Ranger.
Hold up, I need to relink it.
You made the Power Rangers but dragons, so go on.
Yeah.
They're all
Uh,
Steve.
Anyway, insert name here. We're gonna carry on. We're gonna try and save the world now. Hope you have a good day. Yeah. Huh? Eh? Did I do anything
I'm
back?
giving you the names. But
Oh.
yes. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
You
well
too with,
wishes.
Like,
And
the whole securing this area stuff.
if things go south up there, I know it sounds crazy, but jump.
Cool.
Hell yeah. No, I'm totally okay with this plan. I am
We can
so
do that.
ready. Yeah, I'm so
Kind of
ready
device
for this
we
plan.
can all get behind.
Wait. You mean I'm not okay with this plan?
Warthog, you have a broom
this
that
is
can fly
fine.
now.
Yeah, no, still not okay with heights, as it turns out, Jeff.
Oh, right. Anyway, thank you for the advice.
Hey,
We will
you
be on
got
our
that
way
good
now.
stuff. It'll make it melt all the way. I know how that goes.
I'm gonna need more. Anyway, thank you, dragon friend. We'll carry on.
The brass one to whom you were speaking says, and by the way, my name is Phalonox.
Thank you, Phalonox. Awesome name. Carry on with your life.
The silver one is Drusil. The gold is Alxif. The copper is Kaizek, and the bronze is Teraton. In case you all want to...
I was hoping the last
Kaisar
one would be
Permanente.
Steve.
What'd you say, Illiya?
It's just Kaisar Permanente.
Wasn't ready for that many names.
After they all give their names, I'm just gonna say like, "Well met, I'm Jeff."
Yep.
They all kind of like look at each other briefly and go like, "Well met, Jeff."
Yep. I'm gonna respond with, "Yes, thank you for talking to us. That's Jeff," and then we'll walk away.
This is the equivalent of like Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde.
Yeah. Yep.
Always.
All right. So, as you all begin to ascend the Great Stair, I think that is a great place to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
We shall pick up next time.
Can I get an F in the chat for my third